Coming up on 2 minutes until airtime. Mark, 2 minutes until airtime. Here, 1 minute until airtime on the UConn Sports Network for our men's basketball broadcast. Once again, stations, if you encounter technical issues during the broadcast, please call the UConn studio hotline at 336-464-0227. Studios, when you hear the tone, please start your archive recording. Coming up on 30 seconds until airtime. Mark, 30 seconds until airtime. Studios, please start your archive recording. Stations, your final time cue will be with 15 seconds until airtime. Mark, 15 seconds until airtime. Stations, have fun.
The following is a Learfield presentation of the UConn Sports Network.
When you play or coach at UConn, you don't get the benefit of coming in under the radar. You don't get to sneak up on anybody. We're not the underdog. We're not the underdog story.
You dream of being on the stage one time, and to be heading into it for the third time, it's a blessing, and it's the reason why I came back.
It's to Caravan, deep in the corner, Caravan, bang, he got it! Oh, Alex! Captain America has arrived, ladies and gentlemen.
We are a group of fighters, and we go into these games. We're ready for battle.
Caravan takes it away from him. He stole it. Damarian a run out to Mullins. Mullins to the basket, lays it in. He reversed it, and he's fouled.
It's a life and death struggle for us to get to Monday night, for the opportunity to win a championship, to make the people of Connecticut proud, to make the university proud.
I've always wanted to come back to win championships and to leave a legacy that's unmatched in college basketball.
Reed spins it back outside of Caravan for three.
And then, just making fundamental plays, getting the ball to, guys who are hitting shots. That one to Roddy the other night, I felt like was a big momentum builder. And just, continuing to help space the floor and get guys in, the right spots and talk through guys on defense to make sure, that we're, playing good ball.
Yeah, 5 boards in 15 minutes against the best offensive rebounding team in the country and the Volunteers. Terrace Reed Jr., you called him the light you want to see in this world, as eloquent as you always are. Tell me about what you've seen from his game, because we all knew what he has done was potentially in his range of outcomes, but he's turned into a star.
No, yeah. Obviously, he's developed a lot since his time at Ann Arbor. His footwork has really improved. His touch is incredible. Right now, he's playing at a super high level. Scoring within like that 5-foot in range. So it's been great to see his progression. And like I said, I wish him all the best except for today. But it would be great to match up against him.
Other than Terrace, what has stood out to you about UConn as you've prepped for them?
Yeah, ridiculously, discipline in what they want to run. Obviously, you see all the stuff about how intense Coach Hurley is, but you can tell that, he has his team, ready to go and very well coached. A lot of respect for them to be able to, maintain that level of focus a lot of times for 40 minutes. And, we just need to go out there and match that.
Lastly, it's felt like this was always a possibility, maybe a likelihood, maybe inevitable. Why is this team so uniquely qualified for this game, this moment?
Yeah, I think it's just our togetherness and, how unselfish we are. Our team doesn't care who gets the shots. Our team doesn't care, who the high scorer is, who's on the floor at the end of the game. We just want to win the game. And I feel like that's been the story of all year. We had one point where we had 7 different, leading scorers in, 7 games or something like that, which is incredible. You don't see that a lot. I feel like that just speaks volumes to, who we are, as people and why we're able to get the job done today.
Good luck, Will.
Appreciate it.
Here's Will Cheddar. We'll come back with much more on our pregame show as we get you ready for the Wolverines and the Huskies. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
I'm not not sure about this authentic treasure map of yours.
Why?
You wrote it on a napkin.
So?
And it led us to a party store.
Treasure awaits. Hi, one Treasure Trove Tripler ticket, please.
Introducing the newest Fast Cash game from the Michigan Lottery, Treasure Trove Tripler. There are 18 ways to win, a chance to triple your winnings, and the top prize is the entire Progressive jackpot.
Plus $250,000.
Play Treasure Trove Tripler or any of the 13 great Fast Cash games at your Michigan Lottery retailer today.
Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
If you haven't listened to the Defend the Block podcast, here's what you've been missing.
Mike Boynton Jr. here.
We weren't caught up in what happens if, or what it could be when it does go well, if it doesn't go well. Our game plan was tight, but our guys is focused. And we didn't get off to a great start, but they just stuck with it, and eventually the dam broke.
Defend the Block, covering Michigan basketball all year long on MGO Blue Podcasts. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Our championship game coverage continues in 1 minute.
Landenborg, another three.
Another boy. This is Swish!
On the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Start something new with incredible offers from your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers during the Drive Into Spring sales event happening now. Right now, check out the 2026 Ford F-150 with class-leading towing capability and available Pro Trailer Backup Assist. AZ Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease a 2026 Ford F-150 XLT 4x4 Super Crew for $349 a month for 36 months with $3,439 cash due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all buyers will qualify for low-mileage Ford Credit Red Carpet Lease. Cash due at signing after $4,750 in incentives. Offers are only valid on Package 302A. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by April 30th. See dealer for qualifications and details. So take advantage of this F-150 XLT for $349 a month for 36 months. While it lasts. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Wolverines and Huskies, a national championship is on the line. Great to visit, as we've done so many times over these last 3 seasons with Namari Burnett. How do you try to compartmentalize all that goes with this game and stay focused on the task at hand?
I've done a really good job over the course of this season and just years past of not making moments bigger than what it has to be. Obviously, it's a little different playing for a national championship and understanding that history and, just going down as legends is involved. But just going out there and playing the game, which is what we have done all year long, and focus on playing good basketball. And I think naturally that will take you away from, the jitters and just the feeling of the game and just being inside the game.
Obviously, much is made about the Yaks situation, his injury. How do you support him as a teammate and also be ready in case roles have to fluctuate?
Yeah, supporting Yaks, first of all, as a teammate, but understanding that injuries is a part of the game and letting him know that we support him, that we are there for him. Mentally, we're there for him. And I know he's doing everything around the clock to take care of his body and make sure that he's ready to go. And, if it comes time, I doubt it because he's a warrior, he's a soldier, he's going to be ready to play tonight. But if it comes time, we got his back, and we're going to go out there and execute the game plan, execute the scout, and play as hard as we can, especially giving us a national championship game. But like I said before, he's going to go out there, give it his all, and he's going to have a big-time game.
To the matchup with UConn, and you have to start with Terrace Reed Jr. You, Will, and Terrace endured a lot in that 8-24 season, but what do you think you three gleaned from that to motivate, help you get to this point, from one of the worst possible seasons to potentially one of the best?
I think what we took from that, especially me and Will, still being here back in Michigan, is the feeling of and understanding and getting through that adversity of losing. Majority of those games was down. What the percentage of that is like 75% losses. So we understood, what it took to win, especially, that next year when Dusty came in and, we felt good getting past the 8-game mark. So we appreciate these wins and we appreciate great basketball. I think that's what we took from that, especially us being used to playing good basketball. That's what we've been doing our entire lives. So we enjoy this moment. We soak up this moment. We never take it for granted.
What stands out about Terrace and this UConn team as you've gotten ready for them?
I would say how connected they are. And, people talk about their off-ball movement with their shooters and their guards, but T. Reed does an amazing job of screening for those guys and understanding those screening angles that gets those guys good looks. And when they don't have nothing, the ball is going inside to him. So he's been a physical presence throughout the course of the NCAA tournament, but also throughout the course of the season. He's been very consistent, and I think his mind's in a great place.
Lastly, I asked Will this in the last segment, but this team has been in a spot where they've been one of the favorites to win the national championship, really since the Players Era tournament. Here you are on a Monday night in April. What makes this team uniquely qualified to be here and to deliver?
I think what makes us uniquely qualified is the personnel that we have, the people that are so into the moment, and we all have so much gratitude to be in this moment with each other. This group is something special, and we talked about it during breakfast. I'm just going to miss all of y'all. I'm definitely going to cry, after the game for multiple reasons, winning the national championship, but also because our time with this group is, coming to an end. So I think this group is ready for this moment. We're prepared mentally and physically, and all the work that we put in and adding the talent, I think we're ready to deliver.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
There's Namari Burnett. We'll come back with much more on our pregame show. Wolverines and Huskies here from Indianapolis in the national championship game. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
At Michigan Medicine, we know the best care for you is always the care that's up to you. That's why we fight for your rights as patients to get world-class care close to home with the providers you choose. We're fighting the insurance denials that stand in the way of leading-edge care. Plus, we're making sure your doctors, nurses, and pharmacists have everything they need to support you. Michigan Medicine, fighting for the care you deserve. Learn more at uofmhealth.org/fight-for-patients.
We are Laurentide Winery, founded by Michigan alums Susan and Will Bramer, and proud to bring you amazing wines made in Leelanau from 100% Michigan-grown grapes. This season, our award-winning wines debut at Chrysler and Yost Arenas. Laurentide is grateful to be part of your celebrations, dinners, and game day traditions, as each purchase helps support our Engineering Scholarship Fund. Visit our tasting room or explore our wines at shop.laurentidewinery.com. Thank you, and go blue.
Michigan, UConn.
And poked away by Cano. Lob up ahead, McCarty for a right-hand hammer.
This is the national championship game right here on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Wolverines fans, it's time to join the University of Michigan Credit Union, the leaders and best in local banking. We are here to help you stay on top of your game with competitive loan rates and championship service to meet all your financial needs. Access your account with our conveniently located branches and ATMs, 24/7 online banking, and our mobile app. To learn more about our services or find a branch near you, visit umcu.org. UMCU is a proud partner of Michigan Athletics. The University of Michigan Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA.
There is nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your team. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud sponsor of the Alumni Association of the University of Michigan. Sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Getting you set for Michigan and UConn in the national championship game. Rob Joyce with you in the network studios for the 40th and final game in the Michigan basketball season. We'll preview tonight's opponent, the Huskies, in a bit. First, we head back to Indy. Brian Bush visited with one of the unsung heroes of this staff, someone who's been putting in a shift in particular since the first half of Saturday's win over Arizona.
Rob, thank you. We're with the most hyped up, publicized, busy trainer in college basketball here over the last couple of days, and Chris Williams does an outstanding job. Just take fans through how everything transpired on Saturday when Yaks first came out of the game.
Yeah, when he first came out, we didn't know what it was. I sit on the end of the bench, so sometimes it's hard to see on the opposite side. So by the time he came over here, I just asked him, I was like, did you roll your ankle? He's like, yes, my ankle. He's like, my knee hurts too. So I was like, all right, well, let's go back over into the medical tent. Went into the medical tent, evaluated him, looked at his knee, looked at his ankle. Everything checked out. Everything looked pretty good. He's really strong. His ligaments were really strong. Then had our team doctor, Dr. David Millward. He came in, gave his opinion, and we went back into the hallway, see if he could run and put some weight on and everything. And he was walking kind of gingerly and, really favoring it. So I came back out and I talked to Coach Boynton because Dusty was busy doing his thing. And Mike just said, hey, we only got 6 minutes left at this point. Just get as much treatment as you can in the locker room. So took him into the locker room, gave him some treatment, taped him back up. And, he looked a lot better, but you could still tell he was still favoring it. But he really wanted to play, so.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is a game that has some injuries. UConn solo ball. He said he got through it on Saturday with adrenaline. A lot of times it's that next day you have to learn a lot. So take us through Sunday with you and Yaks.
Yeah, yesterday he's tender, but not nearly as tender as he was right after the game. So that's always a good sign when they feel better the next day. The next day you can learn a lot. No real swelling in it or anything like that. So all the treatment that we did that night, we stayed up. He did a great job staying up, and we treated him until about 4 o'clock in the morning or so. And then he got some rest after that. But yeah, on Sunday we just did a bunch of treatment and some rehab at a facility and some aquatic therapy over there, and just see what all he can do. And then came back towards the end of shoot around and felt a lot better. And here we are today.
You told reporters that he said to you, just get me ready to play. So once tip-off hits, what are you going to be watching for it, and how do you have communications with Yaks while also making sure he's getting all of the things that are needed from a game plan standpoint?
Yeah, I like to, I'll monitor him, I'll watch him, I'll probably be, sitting on the side and, freaking out on the end of the bench myself internally. But during the game, I don't like to, really be in the ears of the athletes and say, how are you feeling? I'll be able to tell, I know him well enough. I can see it in his face. And, I think that just keeping hands off and just watching him do his thing, and then maybe ask questions if he shows me a sign. But I'll just let him just not get in his own head.
And lastly, you're around a lot. You've developed good relationships with these guys. How important is that in a situation like this?
Yeah, it's so important. You build the relationships, once you shake their hand and, you meet them for the first time. So like knowing the players, knowing the student athletes, knowing what's, when they're acting off is so important in my profession. So I really take a lot of time, and I enjoy that part of the job probably more than any part of the job, is getting to know all these kids. So, getting to know them and everything, you'll be able to tell, you'll pick up on if there's something different, if they're acting different, if they're trying to hide something, because sometimes they'll just tell you, I'm fine. But if you don't know them, you might take their word for it and, send them out there and they're not ready. So very important.
Keep up the great work. Thanks, Chris.
Appreciate it.
There's Chris Williams, Michigan's outstanding athletic trainer. Rob, back to you.
Thank you very much, Brian. Wolverines tonight play for a national championship against a team familiar with being in this position. UConn Huskies in search of a 7th national title. The first 6 have all been since 1999. Here for the 3rd time in 4 years, they repeated as champs in 23 and 24. This year's version of the Huskies, 34-5, 2 seed out of the East region. Their NCAA tournament run closer than expected to win over Furman, dispatching of UCLA. Sweet 16 held on against Michigan State, led by 19 in that game, won by 4. The Elite Eight, the most notable game, that 19-point second half comeback to stun Duke on the Braylon Mullins 37-footer in the final second. Then Saturday, largely controlled things against Illinois, led for 35 minutes, whole of the second half. Illini never got closer than 4, and UConn ultimately won by 9. Of course, a close Michigan connection, which we've sprinkled throughout the pregame show. Terrace Reed Jr., he entered the portal after that 8-24 year. He's now UConn's leading scorer and leading rebounder. He's been a monster in the tournament, starting with a 31-point, 27-rebound effort against Furman in the opening game. Since, a couple more double-doubles. Had one against Illinois on Saturday. Had a 26-point, 9-board, 4-block effort against Duke. And for both sides, Tara said it's understood the respect is obviously there off the court, with especially Namari and Will. The stakes are too high on the court worry about anything else tonight.
Started my career in Michigan, and now I'm about to play in my final game of college basketball. So I never would have thought that would have happened in a million years. How cool a blessing is that? So I know a couple guys on the team, but I feel like at the end of the day, like it's the game for the national championship game. So I feel like they're gonna be coming to my neck. We're gonna be coming to their neck. So it's gonna be a great, fun bloodbath and just a competitive game.
Historically, UConn is the more familiar team, again, here for the third time in 4 years. But on paper, Michigan the better team. Top 5 offense, the number 1 defense in the country per KenPom. UConn is 26th offensively, 8th defensively. Over the course of a series, that would heavily skew towards the Maize and Blue. But as UConn coach Dan Hurley points out, tonight is not the start of a 7-game series.
You just got to be better for one night. And obviously, for us, we need to play the game a certain type of way. We obviously can't get into a certain type of game with Michigan. They're, incredibly dominant team, incredibly well coached, talent up and down the roster, physically imposing, all those things. So, the good thing for us, it's not a 7-game series. Just got to play one game on Monday night.
Michigan and UConn here tonight. We'll take a timeout when we come back. Get the pregame thoughts of head coach Dusty May prior to the national championship game. It's next as you listen to Michigan basketball from Learfield.
Reel in the rewards with hook, line, and bragging rights at Saganing Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Fridays and Saturdays now through June from 4 to 10 p.m. Play the fishbowl toss game and win your share of over $400,000 in cash and prizes. Win up to $500 in premium play every hour. Then join us June 27th for your chance to win a tracker boat, a Ford F-150 truck, and a $10,000 gift card to Frank's Great Outdoors. Fish, toss, and win big. Only at Saganing Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel.
Michigan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
Today's game is brought to you by Progressive Commercial Insurance. Protect small businesses with affordable coverage options. Get a quote today at progressivecommercial.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
We're closing in on tip-off, so let's head into the Michigan locker room for a pregame conversation with head coach Dusty May, presented by Meijer, the presenting sponsor of the Wolverines' postseason journey and hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. Now, with Coach May, here's Brian Bush.
Coach, the Axel Endeborg injury obviously hanging over this game. How will you analyze what you see from him, the bullet points you'll try to watch for early on to see how he's reacting?
How he's moving and how he's playing.
This ball club has really gotten a boost from Trey McKinney, somebody who has really been a freshman for a long, long time. How has he raised his level in recent games?
His second halves have been phenomenal. Got to find a way to get him in a little bit more of a rhythm early, but it just seems like when he comes out in the second half, he has a different level of aggression. Seems like he's made his first shot and really got him going.
Much was made about you sitting out there courtside watching that UConn-Illinois game. Why was it important for you to see up close in that situation what UConn looked like? You watched them a lot on your phone, on TV, but in person, what'd you glean?
I think if you ask any coach in the world, they would say live scouting is much more effective than scouting on film. Whenever you're trying to find the nuances of each team and a feel for what their coaches are trying to communicate, what their players are doing and trying to do. And so typically you're sitting in the back watching it on TV, trying to get your thoughts together, and just thought it'd be much more effective to see it up close.
It's a team that's been incredible in the last few years. We hear the phrase winning DNA a lot. Where does that show up with a group that won in 23, won in 24, and lost to the national champion Florida by 2 in 2025?
Well, I do think Karaban, being a veteran that's been in so many of these moments, but also being a high IQ guy, when you watch their post feeds, when you watch their big shots, he's involved in a good percentage of them, and it just shows his maturity and his level of belief, because they feel like they're going to win. And one thing I said yesterday repeatedly was that they win when they play well, and they win when they don't play well, and that's a credit to a team that really believes and has a great culture.
Terrace Reed Jr., of course, the former Wolverine. You and him had some conversations. When you got here, how have you seen him blossom from a time where he showed potential in Ann Arbor, but he's turned into a star at UConn?
Yeah, I would love to applaud Terrace. His development, his impact on winning is really improved as much as anything. Obviously, he's always had the frame to be this impactful in the paint, but they've got him to buy into being the best version of himself. And just like Karaban, when you look at their good possessions, it usually involves a post up with physicality or great screens by Terrace.
Akeem Miskadeen, one of the assistants on the scout, has talked about the importance of tempo and dictating it. You've been able to play in some fast games. UConn does not want that. How are they able to slow things down? What do you have to combat there?
Well, we are equipped to win in a low possession game because our defensive metrics, our defensive tempo is extremely slow. Our offensive tempo is a lot faster, and so we've got to find a way to take advantage of them crashing as many guys as they do to the glass and get out in transition and get early open shots, and then hopefully get them caught up going up and down with us and not letting them stop and look at their bench, call sets, get organized every possession. We've got to find ways to disrupt that, and I think with our ball pressure we will be able to.
Coach, good luck.
Thanks, Brian.
Here's head coach Dusty May. We'll come back with Terry's keys to victory, the starting lineups, and the opening jump for the national championship game. It's Michigan and UConn. This is Wolverines basketball from Learfield.
Here's a club you'll want to get into, Club Citgo. It's the super easy app that opens the door to great fuel savings and more. Sign up and instantly save 23 cents per gallon on your first fill-up, plus everyday savings that really add up. You can also enter our sweepstakes with multiple winners and giveaways, like free gas for a year. And Club Citgo makes paying easy with a convenient mobile pay feature. So welcome to the club where all the action is. Download Club Citgo today. Savings could up to 30 gallons, only at participating locations. Data rates may apply.
Score more with the college-branded Venmo debit card. Rep your team with every tap and earn up to 5% cash back through Venmo Stash, a new rewards program where the more you do, the more you get. Get your Venmo debit card today and start earning rewards with Venmo Stash. No monthly fee, no minimum balance. Learn more at Venmo.com/collegecard. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Select schools available. Venmo Stash bundle terms and exclusions apply at Venmo.me/stash terms. Max $100 cash back per month.
From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go! Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Wolverine basketball and great beers go together like an alley-oop and slam dunk. Founders Brewing Company is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics and has been brewing up high-quality, highly rated beers like All Day IPA, Michigan Pilsner, and their hazy IPA Mortal Bloom right here in Michigan for over 25 years. Whether you're cheering from your couch or at Chrysler Center, these beers are perfect to celebrate every Michigan win all season long. Learn more about Founders and where to find your go-to game day beer at foundersbrewing.com.
The official podcast home of the Wolverines is Go Blue Podcasts. Join John Jansen and me, Brian Bush, as we cover Michigan athletics all year long. Get the latest on Michigan football on In the Trenches, presented by Meyer. Defend the Block focuses on both the men's and women's basketball programs. And Conquering Heroes covers all other Michigan sports. Enjoy all of those episodes and much more on Go Blue Podcasts. Just search Go Blue Podcasts on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. As Michigan hockey makes its postseason push, you can plan next season's visits to Yost Ice Arena for all of the excitement. Join the ticket interest list to receive notifications about season ticket opportunities, single game ticket offers, and promotion information. Plus, you can subscribe to This Week in Michigan Hockey, a thorough weekly newsletter with the latest on Wolverines hockey. Visit mgoblue.com/hockey tickets for more information. That's mgoblue.com/hockey tickets. 7 minutes away from a national championship clash between the top-seeded out of the Midwest region, Michigan Wolverines, and the second-seeded out of the East region, Connecticut Huskies. Terry Mills, you celebrated a national championship back in Seattle in 1989. How do the Wolverines get it done here and celebrate a championship in 2026? What are your keys to victory?
Well, number one is going to be rebounding. Michigan has to have that one-and-done mindset. This UConn Husky team rebounds in the top 10 on three-point shots taken. So it's going to be a lot of bounces around the three-point area. I want to see Michigan being first to that basketball. This could be a low-possession basketball game, so gaining those extra possessions is golden. Number two, offensively, Michigan's got to be able to force tempo. Quite sure that UConn wants to slow it down a little bit and kind of take a little time off the clock, but I tell you what, this Michigan team is willing to get in the mud with you, and this might be one of those games where they have to get in the mud. Let's dribble drive, let's get in the paint, let's put some pressure on that rim, and let's dominate in that painted area. Defensively, we got to stay connected. 10x communication. This team runs a lot of off-ball screening, which some people would say has caused Michigan some issues and some problems. But I think this team is kind of focused and dialed in on that. You look at a team like a Nebraska, a Minnesota, those are the type of teams that this UConn team will remind you of. And last but not least is limit your turnovers. This UConn team will turn the ball over. Michigan can force some turnovers and be able to speed that tempo up.
Yeah, UConn definitely had their turnover mark belie what they've done at times this year. They had a season-low 4 on Saturday in the win over Illinois. Those are the most important keys to victory in Terry Mills' broadcast career as the Wolverines attempt to hang a banner next to the one Terry and that 89 team hug when the Wolverines shocked the world. Let's give you the starting lineups for this national championship game. First for the UConn Huskies, runner-up in both the regular season and conference tournament to St. John's in the Big East. The league's assist leader runs the point for the Huskies. That is Silas Demery Jr. He played 2 years at Georgia under Mike White, who, of course, had Dusty May on his staff for many years. But Demery, one of several in this game who was not 100%, suffered a left ankle sprain in the Big East tournament title game, only missed UConn's round of 64 matchup against Furman. He's played ever since. Fellow guard Solo Ball's injury took place on Saturday against the Illini, suffered a left foot sprain, wore a boot as he sat out practice yesterday, but Ball is starting tonight. The other guard, one of the stories of the tournament, Braylon Mullins, who sunk a 33-foot triple to stun Duke in the Elite Eight. He's from nearby Greenfield, Indiana, and he grew up a Michigan fan. His first name honors former Wolverines wide receiver Braylon Edwards. The four-man, arguably the winningest player in college basketball this century. He can lock that down with a victory tonight. That's Alex Caravan, UConn's all-time leader in wins, games, and threes. He is third to Chris Smith and Ray Allen in points with 1,863. The five-man is, as Will Cheddar described, the light you want to see in this world. A former teammate of his in Namari Burnett's, Terrace Reed Jr., who has blossomed from a potential pack project in Ann Arbor into the obvious choice for the NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player if the Huskies win tonight. He's averaged 21 points, 13 boards, and 2 blocks in 33 minutes a game in the dance. UConn's head coach is Dan Hurley, the love him or hate him, alpha personality who can become the 7th coach with 3 national titles. He'd be the 3rd youngest behind Bob Knight at 46 and Adolph Rupp at 49. The associate head coach, Kamani Yount. Assistants, Luke Murray, the new head coach at Boston College, and Mike Nardi, the former Villanova guard who has the scout tonight. For the Michigan Wolverines, 36-3 on the year, already 3 more wins than the program's single-season record previously. That came in 2018 when John Beilein's Wolverines got to this stage, but they succumbed to an all-time Villanova team to finish 33-8. Elliot Cadeau, brilliant as Michigan starting point guard. He is a scapegoat from North Carolina a season ago. Now he's boasting a 43-13 assist-to-turnover ratio in the NCAA tournament. Namari Burnett plays the last of his 148 collegiate games over 6 seasons. He committed to Texas Tech out of high school less than a year after the Red Raiders went to this game and lost to Virginia in 2019. Then 2 injury-plagued seasons at Alabama and 3 years as a veteran starter for the Maize and Blue. Michigan's Big Three has taken the college basketball world by storm, but it does come in a bit banged up tonight. Yaxel Lendeborg nursing a low-grade MCL sprain and a small bone bruise in his left knee. His left ankle isn't quite 100% either, but Lendeborg is back out there for Michigan. Also in the front court, Morez Johnson Jr. at the 4, Adai Mara at the 5. Mara currently boasts the best single-season field goal percentage in Michigan history, buoyed by his career-best 26 points on Saturday against Arizona. He is at 67%. Johnson would be third at 62. The 2 sandwich Boy Vaught's 66% showing in that 89 championship season. The head coach, Dusty May, 63-13 in 2 seasons at Michigan, 189-82 overall. Dusty May-led teams have never lost the second game, the quick turnaround in an NCAA tournament. 2-0 at FAU, 3-0 at Michigan. May's assistants, the 2 on the scout today, Kyle Church and Akeem Miskadeen, along with Mike Boynton Jr., Drew Williamson, and Justin Joyner, the new head coach at Oregon State. Our officials tonight, Kip Kissinger, James Breeding, and Jeffrey Anderson. Anderson, the only one who has worked a national title game. It is his 4th and his 3rd over the last 5 years. Michigan, the home team today, is the higher seed. They're in their home whites. UConn counters with the blue tops and bottoms trimmed in white and red. Terry Mills, what an opportunity, what a moment, a chance to cap a truly special season for the Wolverines.
A special season, and I'll tell you what, this team, you and I know, this has always been the ultimate goal. They talked about it since October, about getting to the national championship, being the last team to play on Monday night. Well, guess what? That dream has came true. All they got to do is finish the deal right now.
This Michigan team has captivated Ann Arbor and the state of Michigan as they try to end the Big Ten's 26-year national title drought. A group that is as talented and dynamic as any team Michigan has ever had. They are as tight-knit and as goofy as you'll ever meet off the court. From wild nicknames to TikTok streams to unique practice playlist choices. And based on one they had the other day here at Indianapolis, the final chapter, Michigan and UConn in the national title game, the only one still unwritten. Wolverines readying for the jump ball. Adai Mara, of course, has dominated that battle at 7-3 so many times this year. He'll go up against Terrace Reed, former Wolverine, 6'11". The man they called the Big Hoss when he was here weighs 265 pounds. Kip Kissinger, a word for both Mara and Reed as we ready for the jump ball. Michigan and UConn. Wolverines looking to lock down one of the best seasons ever. UConn eyeing the most dominant dynasty this century. It's the national championship game from Indianapolis, and it is a pro-Michigan crowd here at the home of the Colts, Lucas Oil Stadium. Dusty May and Dan Hurley look on. May in that maize quarter zip. Hurley in the blue sport coat and a white button down. Kip Kissinger has the basketball. Wolverine student section to our right. Almost 700 students deep. UConn's over far to our left. And I would say it's probably at least a 2-to-1 ratio of Michigan fans to UConn fans. As we figured after Michigan won and Illinois lost on Saturday, the cavalry would be coming to Indianapolis. And that certainly seems to be what we have here today. We've got the go-ahead. Kip Kissinger with the basketball. He approaches that Final Four emblem at the center jump. Reed and Mara battling up front, and it is Adai Mara who taps it to Braylon Mullins, and it'll be the UConn Huskies who start left to right with the basketball here in the national championship game. Silas Demery, the Big East's assist leader, has it in between the circles. Lob it out to the right wing, and Terrace Reed Jr. Back on a hand, Demery sizes up Burnett. Now in between the circles to Alex Caravan. 126 and 27 in his collegiate career. Here comes Reed into the paint, flings it up, missed it strong. Rebound back tap by Mara to Cano. A one-and-done trip for UConn. Michigan the ball. Cano, center circle for the white-clad Wolverines. Jumping pass to Lendeborg. His first touch. We'll watch his health all day. Mara flips it in. Johnson misses low on the right. Ball popcorns around. Last touch by UConn. And it was Johnson who followed a pretty point-blank miss there by dislodging it away from a Husky defender. And the Wolverines get a second lease on life.
Yeah, good post position there by Reyes, being able to get it deep. Just wasn't able to finish.
44 seconds in, no score. Inbound Mara. Leave it Cadeau, left point. Slices to the right side. Detours left wing. Lob it right wing. Lendeborg with 10 on the timer. Feed the post. Mara one-on-one against Reed. Couple of left-handed dribbles. He hooks right baseline and didn't get the Plinko to fall. Rebound, Reed rips it away and hung on the back of the iron after hitting that rim a few times. And Michigan, 2 and done, no score. We're a minute 10 in.
I'll tell you what, I love the looks that Michigan has down there in that painted area.
Mullins right wing, triggers a three. Hit the left side of the backboard. Rebound reeled in on a bounce by Johnson. Mullins hit a couple of early threes against Illinois, part of the Huskies' 8-2 start. Cadeau, left point for Michigan. No score, a minute and a half in now. At the point, Mara off a career-high 26 on Saturday in the thumping of Arizona. Cadeau, lob it up, caught by Johnson, laid it up and in. He was able to wiggle around solo ball, had a size advantage there, 6'9" versus 6'4". Michigan strikes first, it's 2-0.
Yeah, I tell you, Michigan is very patient on the offensive end. As I said, they're willing to get in the mud with you.
High to the left wing, Demery has it. UConn decked out in blue, going for their 3rd national title in the last 4 seasons, 7th all time. High block right, here comes Reed, barrels into Mara, flings it up and scores it left-handed from 3 feet away straight on. Deadlocked at 2, 17:52 left first half from Indy. Lendeborg high to the left wing. Surveys the scene, around a Mara screen, zings a pass left corner. Johnson open, doesn't trigger the 3. Instead, vacates to Mara, leave it Cadeau, snakes his way from the left elbow to the right lane line. Everybody forgot him, so he laid it up and in. Easy pickings for Elliott Cadeau. Wolverines up 4-2, 2.5 minutes deep.
Yeah, EC's one of the best at probing, rubbing off defenders, being able to sneak in there and lay it in.
UConn, the methodical tempo. They want to slow it down. Dump it down again. Reed, left block, hooks it up there. Good contest from Mara and Lendeborg. Missed it strong. And the rebound only Wolverines around it. Almost some friendly fire, but Cadeau plucks it away before a UConn charge. Wolverines up by 2, almost 3 minutes in. Michigan's number 3 try to float a pass up toward Johnson and ball. Spiked it out of bounds. Well scouted by UConn on one of those creative kind of lasso passes from Cadeau that UConn able to deposit toward their bench far left corner.
Well, I'll tell you what, EC will start to get creative with that pass. I mean, they were able to deflect that. We've seen EC throw him from his gym shoes.
Already 1 assist tonight, 44 for Cadeau in the NCAA tournament. Inbound Mara, underhand leave Cadeau. 16:55, got his defender Demery to lean in, and Cadeau threw up a 3 that had no chance, but he gets fouled because Demery held his arms over Cadeau's shooting area. EC with 3 free throws coming up, in Michigan in front 4-2.
Yeah, that's a give or take situation there. I know they're trying to get up and pressure EC, who's one of the quickest guards in the country, using his speed to draw that foul.
And even the vocal Dan Hurley has no words for Kip Kissinger, who whistled it right in front of him. Cadeau's first free throw is swish. The 69%er Elliott Cadeau, 5-2 Michigan, 16:55 left, first half. Cadeau, whose childhood buddy Tahad Pettiford and Auburn won the NIT in thrilling fashion yesterday in overtime, sinks the second, 6-2 Wolverines. And the first sub of the game, Adai Mara exits. Roddy Gale Jr., April Roddy, A-Rod. He likes that shortened nickname. He's in there for the white-clad Wolverines. Cadeau for a 3-for-3 trip, and number 3 delivers. It's 7-2, Maize and Blue, 3:05 in.
You know, this is where Michigan can kind of ramp that defense up that they're known for right now.
Left side, Demery analyzes for the Huskies. A 34-5 outfit. Flings it right side, ball shot fake, got Johnson off his shoe, shoots from behind the backboard right baseline and got a friendly roll. Hit the front of the rim, backboard, and tickles the twine. 7-4, Huskies within 3. Cadeau crawls into the forecourt here. So far, Michigan leads, but UConn has the tempo they want. Spike pass in toward Johnson. Jump stop, floats. They're going to say it was a blocking foul on UConn. No ruling on if it is an and one or not. The bump comes on Ball, and they're going to say it is a foul on the floor because Johnson finished, but solo Ball with a foul. The two guards for UConn, Ball and Demery, each with an early infraction. Michigan inbound baseline right.
Yeah, I tell you what, well scouted there by UConn to be able to pick up on that, but
Lendeborg, a downhill drive, left lane line. Flips it Johnson, back to Cadeau. Shot clock at 10. Hoists straight on 3, in and out. Rebound offensively. Burnett, right block. Banker, no. Johnson follows. Third time the charm. Michigan up 9-4. Wolverines cleaning up the glass early. Huskies only have 1 board to Michigan 6.
And that's where you make your presence felt, is being able to beat them up on the glass.
Demery crawls past the timeline. 15:50 on a ticking first half timer. Media stoppage, next dead ball, Wolverines +5. Demery, a stutter step and a drive, right block, and he had his shot rejected by Gale. His buddy Lendeborg couldn't save it in the corner, but Roddy Gale Jr. with a monster swat away. A-Rod's 19th of the year, and the Wolverines some juice early at our first stoppage. Michigan 9, UConn 4, 15:41 left before halftime, right here on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Honey, did you pay the rent this month? Because I just received a late notice.
Sorry, what's that?
Wait, are you gambling online again?
Me? No, not at all.
If managing the bills and your betting has become a challenge, self-excluding from online gambling or sports betting might be for you. Learn more at don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wolverines, Huskies.
Bounce feed right side. A stroke 3. McKinney is good!
This is the national championship game right here on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
This spring, start something new with incredible offers from your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers during the Drive Into Spring sales event happening now. Right now, check out the 2026 Ford F-150 with class-leading towing capability and available Pro Trailer Backup Assist. AZ Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease a 2026 Ford F-150 XLT 4x4 Super Crew for $349 a month for 36 months with $3,439 cash due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all buyers will qualify for low-mileage Ford Credit Red Carpet Lease. Cash due at signing after $47.50 in incentives. Offers are only valid on Package 302A. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by April 30th. See dealer for qualifications and details. So take advantage of this F-150 XLT for $349 a month for 36 months while it lasts. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
But they do indeed correct just the shot clock. It's at 15 now as the Huskies come out with Reed and Caravan up front. Smith, Mullins, and Stewart, the backcourt. Both Solo Ball and Silas Demery Jr. 2 fouls. They're on the bench here. They're starting guards for UConn. Michigan counters defensively with Burnett, Cadeau, Lendeborg, McKinney, and Mara. Malachi Smith into the forecourt for the blue-clad Huskies. Over to Reed, left elbow extended. Shovel it Mullins, curls left wing, takes it to the paint, flutters it up there. Heel, no. Burnett jumps up for the board, and then Mullins grabbed him and fouled him. Mullins was going for the jump ball, clamoring for those thumbs up from the officials, but Mullins is called for the infraction. That's foul 7 on UConn, so a 1-and-1 for one of Michigan's best free throw shooters, Namari Burnett at 76%.
Yeah, and that's the way you go get the basketball. Namari Burnett did not wait for that ball to come down and fall in his lap. He rebounded that up above the rim.
Over his last 7 games, Burnett has at least 4 rebounds. A couple early here. McKinney exits. Morris Johnson Jr., Michigan's leading scorer with 8, comes back in. Only 3 different scores for Michigan. Rez at 8, Cadeau 7, Mara 2. Burnett wears 4 in blue on the back of his white jersey, trying to become the 4th. Hoists the front end, swishes it down, and we're knotted up at 18 apiece, 6:47 before halftime. Burnett in his 148th career game, starting his 109th for Michigan. Spins the basketball, bends the knees, sights it, lets it fly, and gives Michigan a 19-18 lead. 6:47 left. Michigan bringing some press. Inbound Smith. Bothered by Johnson. Over to Stewart. Flip it up ahead. Mullins has it near sideline. Jumping past Stewart. Left wing Smith. And now UConn can settle into its offensive set. Bleed some more clock.
Yeah, well, Michigan is trying to force tempo. They're not just going to sit back and just let UConn play stall the basketball.
Smith in between the circles. Spin it over Caravan. Leans in. Floats. No, a block, but a foul on Michigan. It's called on Elliott Cadeau, says Jeffrey Anderson. EC's first foul. He didn't have any fouls in the first half Saturday, then fouled 4 times in the second half. Oh, it's number 2, beg your pardon, on Cadeau. So number 2 on EC. And it's his 15th game with 2 fouls in the first half at the 6:24 mark. Decision time for Dusty May. Caravan's first free throw. Ties things up at 19. Cadeau exits. Roddy Gale Jr. enters. That is a painful one there, as Dusty May did not like the Jeffrey Anderson whistle.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, highly questionable in my opinion, but I'll tell you what, this is where when you think Michigan might be in a little trouble with EC with 2 fouls, this is where Michigan starts to pick it up.
Both free throws good. 2019 UConn. Lendeborg barrels his way into the paint. He got fouled. Yak's going to the free throw line. Either a 1-and-1 or a 2-shot foul. They're going to say, I think, a 1-and-1 as the bump comes on Jalen Stewart. We'll see with Elliott Cadeau on the bench if this jump starts Yaxel Lendeborg, who has yet to score in this ball game. He is 0 for 2 shooting his first trip to the line here. And Lendeborg did hobble a little bit after that contact from Stewart. The left side of the stanchion. Lendeborg, the 6th year, shoots it up. Front iron, backboard and through. Front end of the 1-and-1 completes. Gets another one in the game. Knotted up at 20 apiece. 6:17 before intermission. This has been a rock fight early on. Michigan shooting 37%. UConn shooting 37%. Lendeborg second is pure. 21-20 Wolverines. More press from Michigan. Inbound Malachi Smith. Now to Stewart. Bobbled it, regathered it, lost it again. Underneath the cup, Smith has it. Near sideline. He leans in, got away with a walk kick. Mullins right wing 3, good. An incredible call miss there by James Breeding. He took 4 steps to break the press. 23-21 UConn. Right side Lendeborg. Over to the right wing, Burnett. Pop up, rebuttal 3. Front iron flat, rebound popped up into the air, and it's secured by UConn. Gale touched it, but he ushered it to Smith for the Huskies. Left wing, Mullins. Push pass, left pocket, Malachi Smith. A little shove on Burnett, play on. 5:35 before intermission. 23-21 Huskies in the national championship game. Smith darts his way to the head of the key, stumbles, lost his footing, ball loose. Smith comes up with it, pivots to Reed, shoots a line drive, point 3, no. Rebound, knocked by Mullins, over toward himself, saves it left baseline, jumping pass, deflected, got to Reed, hook shot, no, it crawled out, rebound Burnett. That was just the 4th triple try of Reed's season. Here comes Lendeborg the other way, lost his footing, ball on the deck, jump ball, possession arrow keeps it with Michigan. 5:05 left first half, 23-21 Huskies. And Lendeborg with Cadeau on the bench. He is trying to generate some transition, but UConn is defending it well. Burnett out, McKinney in for Michigan.
Yeah, well, Michigan's trying to push a little tempo. They're not just going to sit back and allow UConn to dictate pace.
Gale quarterbacks it in right baseline to Lendeborg. Over to McKinney. Off a curl, right wing 3. It's off to the right. Offensive rebound. Gale, he got tugged down and fouled by Malachi Smith. So Smith's first, UConn's 9th. Gale to the free throw line. Try to, with a couple of free throws, tie things up. Huskies by 2, 5 minutes first half. Roddy Gale Jr. at the stripe. His final collegiate game. Played 71 with Ohio State. Entered the portal. Came to Michigan for the spring game a couple of years ago. Looked around and said, I'm supposed to hate all this, but I kind of like it. And now he's here at Michigan. Front end of the 1-1 is pure. Michigan now 8 of 9 at the line, and Gale earns one more. Wolverines within one, 23-22. Game 75 for Gale. Shoots the second, buries it. No better than when we started at 8:50 tonight in Indianapolis, 23-23. Smith, jumping pass, might have gotten away with a walk there. That one not as blatant as the one missed earlier. And the Huskies break the press with Smith. Has it high to the right wing, blanketed by McKinney. Now Johnson has him on a switch. Michigan's 1 through 4 switching on display. Smith zigzags on Lendeborg over to Mullins, right wing, detours head of the key, long two, a rainmaker that's strong, but a rebound right side. Smith, back Caravan, slips one in, Reed fades away on Mara, blocked it, but after it was falling, looked to be the right call. 25-23 on the goaltend. Reed just barely able to get it up over Mara long enough before the goaltend on the way down.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the difference in this game is UConn is just a little bit quicker to the basketball. They're getting those little, what I like to call 50-50 basketball.
25-23, Huskies with the lead. Reed now up to 4 points and 4 boards against his former team. Lendeborg right wing, 2 points. Mara inside Gale, shot fake, reverses, missed everything. Caravan able to secure the UConn carom. 4:12 left first half. Huskies up 25-23 in an uneasy first half after Michigan went wire to wire against fellow 1-seed Arizona late Saturday night. Right side Reed. Has it 20 feet away. Vacates to Smith. Around a curl and an offensive foul. Reed second. It's going back to Michigan as Reed gave Gale the little hip thrust there. And Reed has his second. Wolverines will be in the double bonus the rest of the half. And they'll inbound when we come back. 3:58 to carry first half. Michigan shooting just 32%. They're down 2 to UConn. 25-23 in the national championship game. And here on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Nothing says home like Aunt Millie's. Whether it's in your cupboard, at your local Meijer, or even at Chrysler Center. From pregame breakfast, tailgate sliders, or postgame victory food, Aunt Millie's is baking memories from their family to yours. Pick up all your Aunt Millie's favorites at your local store, or grab a hot dog or hamburger at Chrysler Center to see what we're all about. Aunt Millie's, closer to home.
This Michigan season is all about teamwork on and off the court. That's why we're thrilled to have Founders Brewing Company as a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. Founders has been brewing up high-quality, highly rated beers like Michigan Pilsner, their hazy IPA Mortal Bloom, and of course All-Day IPA right here in Michigan for over 25 years. Celebrate every three-pointer and slam dunk with the perfect pour of Founders. Learn more about Founders and where to find your go-to game day beer at foundersbrewing.com.
When you're on the move and looking for nonstop college sports action, get the Varsity Network app and take the game with you everywhere. Stream live play-by-play from schools across the country right from your phone, free. Catch hundreds of weekly podcasts, including shows from your favorite teams, all in one place. From football Saturdays to midweek hoops, it's your all-access pass to the college sports world. Whether it's game day or just your daily drive, the Varsity Network app has you covered. Download now and listen live for free on the Varsity Network app.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
58 left first half. UConn a narrow 25-23 advantage on Michigan. Subscribe to the official podcast of Michigan Athletics, Go Blue Podcast, which features a wide range of audio content. Michigan hoops coverage on Defend the Block. You can subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Go Blue Podcasts. The first film session getting ready for UConn. One of the two Wolverines assistants on the scout, Akeem Miskadeen, his first comment: we gotta dictate the pace. UConn wants to play slow. Michigan wants to play fast. This has been a slow game, and UConn has the lead.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of it has been, as I'd like to say, dead ball situations where Michigan has to take it and go to the length of the court. I mean, they're just not able to come up with a clean rebound. If you can come up with a clean rebound.
In the NCAA tournament, UConn's highest possession game is 65. For the Wolverines, they've played at least 71 possessions in all 5 tournament games. Wolverines with the basketball, working right to left. Elliot Cadeau still on the bench. He has 2 fouls, so Yaxel Lendeborg initiating the Wolverines offense. Lendeborg has it right wing, over to Mara in between the circles. 1 dribble and a shovel back to Yax. Shot clock halfway gone. Lendeborg jumping pass. Snagged there by Mara, right elbow. Backing down against the backed up big Ryba. Slings a pass Gale, left wing. Up fake with 6 on the timer. Leans in. Banker blocked by Mullins, and he comes down with it for UConn. Here comes Mullins near sideline. Flip left wing, Caravan. Wide open 3. Off to the right. McKinney leaps up for the board for Michigan. Wolverines dodge a bullet there. Here's Yax right side. Sights up a 3. In and out. Wolverines now 0 for 9 from 3, and then a foul called on UConn. They're in the double bonus, so it is a 2-shot opportunity, and this one comes on Alex Caravan.
Yeah, they're looking for a hook and hold there.
And it's an immediate look from Jacob Cohn and the Wolverines. Michigan wants an appeal. And the entire Michigan bench just swirling that finger and fist around, begging for a look at it. And then James Breeding says, yep, we'll take a look.
Yeah, Michigan should get that one. That should be no doubt about it, the way that Reyes was bent over there.
25-23 Huskies, 3:16 left first half. James Breeding will be the one on the microphone once it slowly raises. I mean, this is the slowest standing desk in the history of the world. And that's what they're going to raise with the monitor and the microphone here in the national championship. Michigan appealed a hook and hold on Saturday night. Jacob Cohn, Michigan's director of analytics, was surprised it was not overturned. He thought they had that one. The entire bench believed they had this one in real time. And Cohn confirmed it with his look at his tablet.
At the discretion.
James Breeding to tell us
At
more.
the discretion of the officials, the previous play is under review for a hook and hold.
So this is not officially an appeal. So Michigan does not have a timeout on the line here. 25-23 Huskies. And we're getting a look at the replay, and boy, there appears to be a hook and a hold. Yeah, this is Caravan's wrapping his arm around Johnson, as the Wolverines do at the end of every practice or shoot around when they get into their circle and talk things over. This was a quick look at the monitor.
Yeah, if that's not a hook and hold, I don't know what the rule is.
Wolverines down 2, 3:16 left first half. National championship game, Michigan eyeing its first title since 1989. UConn has won 6, all since 1999. They're eyeing a 3rd in 4 seasons after blowing out San Diego State, who ousted Florida Atlantic in 2023, and then Purdue in 2024. James Breeding to the microphone to tell us what they found here on this hook and hold.
After review, a hook and hold foul will be called on number 11 for Connecticut. Number 21 for Michigan will shoot 2 shots. Michigan will be awarded the ball out of bounds. This is a flagrant foul, penalty 1.
James Breeding on the microphone. So 2 free throws for Rez. At the line, it's been one of his stories of the season, from 62% with Illinois a year ago as a freshman to 78% this year. His first trip today for Michigan's leading scorer. Johnson, 8 points, 4 boards, and 11 stellar minutes. So Johnson alone, left foul line. 2 free throws, and then the basketball for Michigan. In front of more than 70,000 fans here at Lucas Oil Stadium, Johnson briefly closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, sights it, shoots it, and got a friendly bounce. It's a 10 for 11 Michigan start from the stripe. Wolverines down 1, 25-24, 3:16 left first half. One more for Rez, as the UConn fans sarcastically start counting quite quickly. The Giannis counter, and Johnson ignores it. Splashes down the free throw, 25-25, 3:16 left, and Michigan's ball with McKinney, Gale, Lendeborg, Johnson, and Mara on the floor. Elliot Cadeau has been sitting with 2 fouls. Inbound Mara has it right wing, zings one left corner. McKinney has it, didn't trigger a slightly contested 3. Now Mara lob it up, caught on a jump low on the right, laid it up and in, Lendebourg. Yaks his first field goal, a 4-point trip. Michigan in front 27-25, 3 minutes before halftime.
And here come the Mays fans getting into it right now.
The loudest Michigan fans have been since the start. Caravan right wing 3, front iron, backboard no. Rebound McKinney. Michigan wants to push. Up 2:43 left first half. McKinney, push past left wing Mara. Give it Lendebourg. Flip it up left baseline. Here's Mara, one-on-one against Ryba. The backup big in for Reed with 2 fouls. Mara flings it up there, scores it on a spin against Ryba. 6 straight for Michigan. It's 29-25 Maize and Blue. Timeout Dan Hurley at UConn. A 6-0 run that feels like that offensive explosion against Oakland to start the year based on how this game has gone.
Yeah, I tell you what, those are big buckets. You're talking about a 6-0 run. The way the Michigan fans got into it, as you just said, you would have thought they were on a 21-0 run.
Wolverines a 29-25 lead. Nothing says home like Aunt Millie's, whether it's pregame breakfast, tailgate sliders, or postgame comfort food. Aunt Millie's is baking memories from their family to yours. Pick up all your Aunt Millie's favorites at your local Meijer. Aunt Millie's, closer to home. You said it before the game, Terry. You expected a big game from Morris Johnson Jr.
Yeah, I mean, he's bringing it. And if you look at that last possession by Michigan, clean rebound. Michigan was able to dictate tempo by being able to go up the court before the defense got set of UConn's, and Michigan was able to pop that ball around and make some things happen.
For the Wolverines and Huskies, equal shooting, 9 for 26. Michigan is 0 for 8 from 3 here today. McKinney 0 for 3, Lendebourg and Cadeau 0 for 2, Burnett 0 for 1. Despite all that, in what has been a rock fight, Michigan has a 4-point lead, 29-25.
Yeah,
this has not been the prettiest basketball, but hey, on a Monday night in April, you just got to score more than the opponent.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. And Michigan has found ways to overcome these rock fights and find ways to win them. They're not pretty, but tell you what, Michigan has found a way.
Of course, Michigan trying to end the Big Ten's national championship drought of 26 years. The last Big Ten national title was here in Indy at the old RCA Dome in 2000. Michigan State won it. That was Dusty May's senior season at Indiana. As a manager under Bob Knight, the year ended for Indiana in Buffalo. That's where Michigan's NCAA tournament started this year, with wins over Howard and St. Louis, then 2 victories in Chicago, a throttling of Arizona back on Saturday night, and now here, a matchup with UConn, with the Wolverines leading at 29-25, 2:24 left first half. This is the elongated first timeout taken by a head coach in the NCAA tournament, with Michigan on a 6-0 run. And Terry, it's happened in less than a minute, obviously buoyed by that flagrant hook and hold on Alex Caravan. So Michigan has been able to induce 11 fouls against UConn, a team that does not normally do well in terms of the foul issues. They are sub 300 in both offensive and defensive free throw rate. And so far, not only is Michigan tripling up UConn in free throw attempts, but they've made all but 1 of their 12 at the line.
Yeah, as you said, all this despite shooting 0 of 8 from 3. I don't expect that 0 of 8 from 3 to stick.
Have you liked the looks?
Yeah, I like the looks. I kind of feel like if one goes down, then we can get a barrage of 3 start falling.
Michigan has made at least 10 triples in each of its first 5 NCAA tournament games. 44.5%. Out of the timeout, Malachi Smith into the forecourt to solo ball, playing with 2 fouls, as is Terrace Reed Jr., who has it right point. Back to Smith, shot clock halfway gone, 2:13 left first half, Michigan by 4. Over to Ball, hoists a 3 straight on and knocks it down. Huskies 5th in 13 tries, and UConn within 1, 29-28. Trey McKinney into the forecourt. Michigan has not brought Cadeau back into the ballgame since his second foul at the 6:24 mark. Low block left. Here's Mara working on Reed. A few right-handed skips, a little left-hand hook on that baseline, and he got it to fall. Adai Mara up to 6 after a career best 26 against Zona. 31-28 Michigan, 100 seconds before halftime.
Yeah, if it's going to be one of those grinded-out games, I tell you what, Adai Mara is starting to feel it down there in that post area.
Smith over the ball right wing. Max Smith, shot clock to 10. Smith one-on-one against Johnson, fakes a pass, shoots a line drive 3, barely grazed the right side of the rim. Rebound loose, Reed has it, poked away by Gale. Reed got it back, right corner, Caravan 3. No, it's short rebound. Mara plucks it away from Smith, who hounds him, no foul. Mara motioning toward James Breeding. Play on. Here's Lendeborg backing down Mullins. Shovel it right side, McKenney. Up fake, leans in, spins, steps back, long 2, short. Off the front iron, rebound down to Reed for UConn. A minute left first half, 31-28 Michigan.
Yeah, all Michigan three-point shots have been short. That usually comes from the legs. So
high to the left side, Mullins. He hit the game-winning 3 to sink Duke in the Elite 8 with less than a second to play. Left side, Mullins drives in, takes it strong. Banker partially deflected by Mara, picked up McKenney. Michigan wants to push. Lendeborg right to left. He hits it off the window. No, McNeil! A follow jam! A-Rod flexing on him. 33-28. Michigan up 5. UConn bled clock before inbounding, so the shot clock is unplugged. Oh, can the Wolverines come up with a big-time stop here to end the half? Matching its largest lead with 13 seconds left first half. Ball over high to the left side, Smith. Around a Reed screen. Smith with 6. Takes it inside Reed, goes up, laid it up. No, good defense by McKenney. And Lendeborg, then an incredibly late whistle by Jeffrey Anderson. It's on Lendeborg, and it is his second. 2 seconds after that play ended.
Yeah, Michigan was ready to head in the opposite direction. I mean,
McKenney rebounded the basketball, and then the whistle was about a half second after that. My goodness. So 2 free throws for Terrace Reed Jr., 2.6 left. Michigan a 33-28 lead. First one, Reed pops out of there for a young man who struggled in the line in Michigan, but 61% this year and 76% in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, don't be surprised if Michigan don't come up with a bucket here.
Earlier this week, they ran some drills on a full court inbound with about 2 seconds on the clock. Wolverines bring in Cheddar and Burnett out there with Lendeborg, Johnson, and Cadeau. So Cadeau also checks in. 2.6 left, 33-28. Michigan with the lead. Reed a deep breath. The former Wolverine dribbles 3 times, shoots it up, and swishes it down. So a 3-point given there to UConn. Substitution for the Huskies as Eric Ryba comes in. Reed exits. No need to risk him getting a 3rd foul. Cadeau quarterbacks it in left baseline with Michigan in front 33-29. Cadeau can run the baseline, flip it to Johnson, handoff Cadeau at the half-court line, leans in. A lot of contact from Ryba. Missed the 3, but they don't call a foul. Ryba barreled into him. Wow. Dusty May cannot believe James Breeding.
And I tell you what, just so you know it was a foul, you see head coach Hurley actually pick Cadeau up.
Dan Hurley hasn't gotten mad all night. Wolverines a 33-29 lead as we catch up with Kyle Church. Here's Terry Mills.
Yeah, Coach, despite the offensive woes, it's kind of a rock fight, if you will. How do you like the way your team is playing?
Yeah, I thought we really picked it up there the last 7 or 8 minutes. Their physicality is real. We talked about it. Their physicality is real. Their toughness can be. And I thought we matched their level of toughness that last 7 or 8 minutes and started to play better basketball.
Yeah, how do you like the looks from 3? 0 of 8 from 3. I think the looks are there. What's your opinion of that?
I totally agree. I thought probably 5 to 6 of them were A shots for us. Good rhythm shots from good shooters. Obviously didn't make them the first half, and we struggled to finish around the rim too. I thought we left a lot on the board there, but credit to them as well. They're obviously playing good defense, and they got the game going at their pace. Later in that first half, we were able to get out and run a little bit and get on the offense glass.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thanks,
good luck in the second half. Back to you, Brian.
Terry, thank you very much. Thanks to Kyle Church for kind of baseball sliding his way over toward us along this unique court alignment. You heard it there from Kyle Church. Their physicality is real. Took Michigan some time. This Wolverines team, Terry, when they get a feel and a handle on how a game plays and how a team functions, they tend to have a ton of success. How can they act upon the fact that UConn's physicality is as impressive and is as noteworthy as it has been so far?
Where they're either going to match it or exceed it in the second half. You and I have called every single ball game, and once Michigan finds out that that physicality is real, they will match that or exceed it. I mean, sometimes you got to get hit in the mouth first to understand that. I felt the same way when Michigan faced Tennessee, that we knew Tennessee was one of those teams that rebound like nobody else, but it took them to get 3 offensive rebounds on the first play before Michigan said, okay, this is real. We're going to fix this, and end up tying them in rebounds.
So the Wolverines take a 4-point lead into the halftime locker room, 33-29 Michigan. Neither team with greater than a 5-point advantage. That's Michigan's highest. UConn, a best lead of 3. They've led this ball game for 6 minutes. Michigan for 10. Wolverines up 4, trying to win their second ever national championship. We'll come back. Rob Joyce has our halftime coverage. We'll chat a little bit with Terry Mills a little later on, and I'll bring you some of the numbers. Michigan up 4 at the break, 33-29. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
Hey Michigan fans, this is Trey McKinney of Michigan basketball. Spring is just around the corner. Is your outdoor living area ready for a championship performance this season? As the official decking and railing partner of Michigan Athletics, TimberTech is here to help upgrade your space. It looks like real wood, but won't rot, warp, or splinter, and comes with industry-leading warranties. Order free samples at TimberTech.com. That's TimberTech.com. Go Blue.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong. You are fearless. You are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Subscribe to the official podcast home of Michigan Athletics and Go Blue Podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
This spring, start something new with incredible offers from your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers during the Drive into Spring sales event happening now. Right now, check out the 2026 Ford F-150 with class-leading towing capability and available Pro Trailer Backup Assist. AZ Plan customers who trade in their current vehicle can lease a 2026 Ford F-150 XLT 4x4 Super Crew for $349 a month for 36 months with $3,439 cash due at signing. Payment includes waived security deposit, excludes title, taxes, and license fees. Not all buyers will qualify for low-mileage Ford Credit Red Carpet Lease. Cash due at signing after $47.50 in incentives. Offers are only valid on Package 302A. Take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by April 30th. See dealer for qualifications and details. So take advantage of this F-150 XLT for $349 a month for 36 months while it lasts. Only at your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Welcome to the Michigan Basketball Halftime Show. Analysis, highlights, and stats from the first 20 minutes are on the way. Now, here's your host, Rob Joyce.
Halftime from Indy. Michigan leads UConn 33-29 in the national championship game. Time to look back at the first half highlights. Took both teams a little bit to settle the nerves. Morris Johnson Jr. opened the scoring nearly 100 seconds in. Huskies on the board next possession. Then Elliot Cadeau gave the Wolverines the lead 2:30 in with a layup. And then a few sequences later, 3 free throws, and it put Michigan in control early on. Maize and Blue especially dominant on the boards early on.
Lendeborg, a downhill drive, left lane line. Flips it Johnson, back to Cadeau. Shot clock at 10. Hoists straight on 3, in and out. Rebound offensively. Burnett, right block. Banker, no. Johnson follows. Third time the charm. Michigan up 9-4. Wolverines cleaning up the glass early. Huskies only have 1 board to Michigan 6.
9-4 the score at the initial media stoppage. Michigan, an okay shooting start. Held UConn, though, to just 2 of 7 out of the gates. A couple of turnovers. Wolverines point guard out-dueling UConn's point guard Elliot Cadeau. So good dishing it out so far this tournament. Well, he can score, too.
Cadeau lets Mara go by. Timer down to 7. Cadeau dancing right baseline. Takes it strong. Hits the turbo underneath the cup. Flings it, scores it, counted a foul. Silas Demery yanked him down. Elliot Cadeau barking. Oh, what a big-time play. And Demery has his second foul early on.
Within 8 minutes, UConn's top 2 guards had 2 fouls. However, a couple of early Husky threes, a pair of free throws tied the game at 11 at the under 12 timeout. The pace very much favored the Huskies in that first half. A slow, methodical game. Very few live ball turnovers. UConn took its first lead on a 3 just before the midway point of the half. Midway through, it was 16-15 Huskies, and all 15 Michigan points were from either Elliot Cadeau or Morris Johnson Jr. Shots weren't falling Michigan, just 6 for 18 to start. Neither team above a 37% in that first half overall. And Huskies, though, trailed or led for the next few minutes. They hung in there. Michigan never trailed by more than 3. 7 minutes left. It was 18-17 Huskies starting to pile up fouls. A free throw contest briefly broke out. Namari Burnett, Alex Karaban, Yaxel Lindeborg. 6 minutes to halftime. 21-20 Wolverines. A rock fight for sure. One difference being the 3 ball, which favored UConn. 5 for 15 from beyond the arc in the first half. 0 for 8 from Michigan in the first half. Still, 5 minutes left, deadlocked at 23. Again, just not the prettiest offensive showing. At one point, the two teams combined to miss 18 of 22 shots. But a hook and hold on UConn helped Michigan tie the game and turn the fortunes around in the final few minutes. Tied the game on the free throws, then got the ball back, and then took the lead back.
Inbound Mara has a right wing, zings one left corner. McKenney has it, didn't trigger a slightly contested 3. Now Mara lob it up, caught on a jump low on the right, laid it up and in, Lindeborg. Yaks his first field goal, a 4-point trip. Michigan in front 27-25, 3 minutes before halftime.
Next trip down to Dai Mara layup for a 2-score lead, 29-25. UConn would trim it to 1 with a 3-pointer, then Mara another bucket. Offensive fireworks relative to the rest of the first half. And then Ronnie Gale Jr. brought the house down by himself to cap the Michigan scoring in that first half.
Left side Mullins drives in, takes it strong. Banker partially deflected by Mara, picked up McKenney. Michigan wants to push. Lindeborg right to left. He hits it off the window. No, McGale! A follow jam! A-Rod flexing on him. 33-28. Michigan up 5.
Gale's only field goal of the half was a good one. Michigan a 4-point lead at intermission. It's 33-29. Halftime show continues. We've got some first half analysis, second half keys with Terry Mills next. You're listening to Michigan Basketball from Learfield.
For comprehensive coverage of college basketball, tune to Sirius XM College Sports Radio Channel 84 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
For the win! Got it! Let's go!
Sirius XM is the home of your favorite team and conference, including live games, plus interviews and analysis.
He's got it!
So cheer along with the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 2025.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is clean and safe for the players every game at Chrysler Center. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family-made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, the official hardwood floor care provider of the Michigan Wolverines.
Back to Indianapolis in 60 seconds.
Zach Cadeau, right wing, zings one Burnett, laid it up and in! Blackjack 21 straight for Michigan!
This is the Final Four on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
My name is Ariel. I moved to the U.S. at 19. I spoke no English and I struggled finding job opportunities. Everything I have, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and getting my high school diploma at age 22.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Adoption of teens from foster care is a topic not enough people know about, and we're here to change that. I'm April Dinwiddie, host of the new podcast, Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Each episode brings you compelling real-life adoption stories told by the families that live them with commentary from experts. Visit adoptuskids.org/podcast or subscribe to Navigating Adoption, presented by Adopt US Kids. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Administration for Children and Families and the Ad Council.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Michigan. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Michigan and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the University of Michigan.
Michigan leads UConn at the half, 33-29. Normally, we do this in postgame, but no other scores. We're the only game in town. Let's chat with Terry Mills, courtside in Indy. Terry, that first half seems like a lot went against Michigan. The pace very much in favor of UConn. It's a slow, methodical game. Michigan was 0 for 8 from three-point range. Longest they've gone without a 3 to start a game all year. And yet, here they are up 4. Pretty good spot to be in.
Yeah, just finding a way. As you just said, some whistles probably didn't go their way. A lot of things didn't go their way. But they had the lead, and they found a way. And Michigan was able to overcome that adversity. You can see Michigan wants to force the tempo. They want to try to get it up. But to me, it's been a lot of dead balls. That every ball has been taken out off of a dead ball whistle. So it's not allowing Michigan to get out and run. And whenever they do get a clean rebound, they're off to the races. So I think eventually they will start to wear and start to get some things in transition and make that flip where UConn has to start playing their way.
We've seen the strength in numbers this tournament. Big games at various points from Yaks, from Elliot Cadeau, from Adai Mara on Saturday. Tonight, Morris Johnson Jr. has had a fairly quiet, we'll say, NCAA tournament, at least compared to the other stars in this team, but 10 points, 4 rebounds in that first half. He was big.
Yeah, I mean, that's a strong effort, strong first half there. I kind of sensed that he would have a strong game here in this game because of his physical strength in that painted area. And Michigan is totally dominating in the paint, 22-8. So I would expect Michigan to go back to the well and clean up a few things on the defensive end, mainly being first to the basketball because this is the top 10 team at rebounding three-point shots, and you can see them running them down. So Michigan's got to win that battle.
Elliott got off to a fast start. Adai got off to a good start in the end. In the middle, it was really kind of Rez. And I mean, Elliott and Rez had the first, 15 points for Michigan. How did they get everyone else going? Only 3 assists as well in that first half. That's awfully rare.
Yeah, that's rare for us to have that count down like that. But when you got the possessions down and it's slow and methodical, I think it'll come around for Michigan. And Michigan will start wheeling and dealing where they can start getting out and get that ball popping. A lot of shots that they had that didn't fall, those assists would have went up. But Michigan keep moving that basketball and keep getting those looks that they're getting. Everything will work out.
You like the looks, right? You just said all it takes is one, and that thing will get contagious, right?
Yeah, all it takes is one. You know, I almost wanted Adai Mara to take one when he was right there at the top of the key. Like, why don't you take one? And if we see it go in, and he probably would have made it. You know, all of a sudden you see the Wolverines looking at it as they're shooting in a swimming pool. So, yeah, all it takes is one.
Absolutely. Good stuff, Terry. Enjoy the rest of halftime and enjoy the second half.
All right, thank you.
33-29, Michigan leads UConn. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification across the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield. Again, 20 minutes complete. Michigan, a 33-29 lead on UConn. Brian Bush returns with a look at the first half numbers when we return. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
Champions Circle is the leading Michigan athletics fan engagement community. We connect fans with once-in-a-lifetime experiences, produce public and private events, offer club memberships, and operate an online retail store, selling exclusive apparel, trading cards, autographs, and other memorabilia featuring Michigan student athletes. To become a member or learn more about how you can support your favorite Michigan student athletes, visit championscircleufm.com. Champions Circle is a proud sponsor of University of Michigan Athletics.
Michigan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
If you haven't listened to the Defend the Block podcast, here's what you've been missing.
NFL insider for ESPN, Adam Schefter.
My senior year at Michigan, 1989, the school won the national championship. It was one of the great thrills of my life. I hope that this team can bring the same joy to so many people next week, and that me and my friends once had the honor and pleasure of experiencing.
Defend the Block, covering Michigan basketball all year long on MGO Blue Podcasts. Subscribe on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wolverines have a narrow 33-29 lead on UConn in the national championship game. We're at halftime from Indianapolis. First half stats brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. As you heard from Rob and Terry moments ago, this has been a unique one. Both teams shooting well below 40%. Michigan at 37%. They are 0 of 8 from deep. Michigan has not scored a point from further away than the free throw line. Everything in terms of field goals have been in the paint. 11 for 30 from the floor, 11 of 12 from the charity stripe. For UConn, they are 10 of 30, that is 33%. 5 of 15, also 33% from deep. And the Huskies 4 of 6 from the charity stripe. Individually, the only player in double figures is Morez Johnson Jr. He has 10 points to go along with 4 rebounds in 14 minutes. 7 from Elliot Cadeau, but he only played 12 foul-plagued minutes. Picked up his second infraction with about 6 minutes to play in the first half, and then only played the final 2.6 of that half. For Michigan, 6 from Adai Mara, 4 apiece, Lendeborg and Gale. 2 from Burnett, Will Cheddar, and Trey McKinney have both played but not scored. McKinney is 0 of 5 from the floor, 0 of 3 from deep. Michigan is 22-0 this year when McKinney hits multiple triples. He's tried, nothing has fallen. For UConn, a couple of guys at 8 points. Solo Ball, who had a left foot sprain against Illinois. He did not practice yesterday, but he has been very solid. 8 points, 3 of 4 shooting, 2 of 2 from deep. And Alex Caravan, who's only averaged 7 points a game over the last 2 games. He has 8 early on, plus 4 rebounds. He's played every minute of this one, as has Yaxel Lendeborg, despite the injury he suffered against Arizona back on Saturday. Those are your first half stats brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Michigan a 33-29 lead on UConn. We'll come back, get more of Terry's thoughts, and get you ready for the second half when we come back. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
Hey, Michigan, not every injury happens on the court. Car wrecks, hospital mistakes, slip and falls. When you're hurt, you need more than a quick sub off the bench. You need America's largest injury law firm. There's a reason Morgan & Morgan has over 1,000 lawyers and 100 offices nationwide. A reason we've recovered more than $30 billion for people just like you. And a reason we never charge a dime unless we win. Morgan & Morgan, proud partner of Michigan Athletics. Injured? Just dial pound law. Morgan & Morgan. Michael Hanna, 150 West Jefferson Avenue, Detroit, 48226. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain for Germain Lexus of Ann Arbor. Nearly 80 years ago, our family's automotive story began right here in Michigan. Since then, shoppers have trusted the Germain name when it's time to purchase their next vehicle. Ask about our $1,000 price promise, assuring no one will sell you a vehicle for less. You'll also have more assurance with Germain's 72-hour exchange policy, and you can buy with more confidence knowing that every qualifying pre-owned vehicle comes with a warranty. At Germain, you don't have to choose between a great experience and a great price. We deliver both.
Aw, shucks, the game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
Michigan 33, UConn 29. Second half of the national championship game. Moments away, and we welcome you back to the game. It is brought to you by Founders Brewing Company. Terry, you broke it down with Rob a little bit. The one guy I want to focus on here is the gentleman who's right in front of us in the right corner. That's Trey McKinney. He is a freshman in class load only. This young man has done so many great things. He is 0 for 5 today, but he's a straight-out shooter, a scorer. I'm fascinated to see what he, in particular, does here in this second half, because he has the ability, with his shooting prowess, to really tilt things back to Michigan.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, he's a perfectionist. He works on his craft, and what he does is going to start to show here in the second half. I mean, he always talks about the work that he puts in, and I just watched him shoot the ball a few times here, and he had some things he was trying to correct. So I expect him to really come out and start shooting the ball a lot better here in the second half.
Matt Welcome, brought to you by Founders Brewing Company. It's not a Michigan game day without a Michigan-made beer. Founders Brewing Company, proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. Welcome to Craft. Michigan up by 4, 33-29. Wolverines did not play at the pace they wanted to, only shot 37% from the floor, didn't make any of their 8 3-point attempts, yet they're up 4. Long way to go, but you got to feel all right for Michigan. And for UConn, they battled a ton of foul trouble. Ball, Demery, and Reed, 3 key starters, all with 2 fouls. These 2 great coaches in a heck of a chess match. I think both have reasons to be optimistic getting ready for the second half.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you talk about Elliott, he's a player that makes Michigan go. So Michigan wants to push pace. They want to push tempo. They need to have Elliott Cadeau out on the court. So with him picking up those 2 early fouls, didn't help.
Wolverines bring out their starting 5. Cadeau, Burnett, Mara, Johnson, and a young man who has played every minute so far. That's Yaxel Lendeborg, who is certainly noticeably a little bit off with his gait as he walks his way toward the floor. UConn, they're at full strength with their starting group as well. Demery, Ball, Caravan, Mullins, and the former Wolverine, Reed. It'll be UConn to control the basketball as we start the second half. Michigan looking for its 2nd national title. UConn at 7th and a 3rd in 4 years. Huskies start the basketball right to left with Ball. Handed off, Braylon Mullins. A quiet first half from him. 3 points, 1 of 7 shooting for the former Michigan fan. Left wing, Demery has it, dribbling against Burnett. Shot clock already to 13. Demery angles right wing, has Lendeborg on a switch. Around a screen, Demery pauses free throw line, zings it left wing. Ball hoists a 3, front iron, no. Rebound with Mara's arms. Now he throws it up ahead, Burnett. 1 catch and a layup, no, and a late foul called on solo Ball. Namari Burnett caught it in stride on a 2-arm, 60-foot pass from Adai Mara. Burnett heads to the stripe. Oh, what an incredible find as Ball barreled into Burnett and got called for his 3rd foul 29 seconds into the second half.
Yeah, do you think that'll push tempo?
Whew. Yeah, 60-foot passes tend to do that.
It sure does.
Man. That was 1 extra arm, but it looked like a little Peyton Manning throw. Namari Burnett at the line. 2 of 2 from the stripe in the first half for his only 2 points. And he line drives that one home, 34-29 Michigan. That was with Dusty May, who's in a full circle moment, as he described. He was born in Terre Haute, Indiana, high school in Greene County. Went to college, of course, at Indiana. Their 76 undefeated team was honored here at halftime. He said the coolest thing for him was looking up and seeing all the great Colts around their ring of honor that he watched as a kid. Burnett connects on both. Michigan's largest lead. It's 35-29 early on second half.
And I like the fact that Michigan is putting some pressure back here in the backcourt, making them work with a short clock.
And Dan Hurley keeping Ball out there with 3 fouls. Right wing, Caravan. Lob it up left wing, Demery, the Big East assist leader. Dump it down, Reed. 1 dribble, hooks over Mara, well short. Plucked the rebound away from Adai and laid it up off glass for 2. And UConn with a counterpunch, 35-31 Michigan, almost a minute deep second half. Cadeau, near sideline for the white-clad Wolverines. Jumping past Lendeborg to Morrow. 1-on-1 against Reed. Bullets a pass, caught by Cadeau. Flip it right wing, Burnett. Back Lendeborg left side. It was a heck of a leap by Cadeau to grab that one on a skip pass from Mara. Mara goes to work. Ball pops around. It is loose. It is picked up by nobody. Out of bounds. Last touched by Morez Johnson Jr. And it is UConn's basketball. And Reed, ever the friendly young man, he helps up Rez. Rez was the one who obviously committed to Michigan along with Adai Mara. When Reed was considering staying at Michigan, one big, Vlad Golden came in, and Reed was like, all right, I might still come. Then once Danny Wolf committed, that was the end of Terrace Reed's time with Michigan. Right side Ball, lob it up Reed, threw it toward Mullins, miscommunication, and he throws it right to the first row of seats to our left. Terrace Reed Jr. smacking his chest saying, my bad, as he commits his 3rd turnover tonight. UConn's 5th. It's 35-31 Wolverines.
And I tell you, those are valuable, valuable possessions. Michigan can find a way to capitalize here.
UConn had a season-low 4 turnovers against Illinois Saturday. Burnett, right corner, pops up a 3 over Mullins. Well, off the left side of the rim. Barely grazed it. Easy rebound to UConn. Michigan 0 for 9 from deep. Left side, Demery has it. Over to the left wing, Caravan. Shot fake on Cadeau. Drifts to the point. Leave it right elbow, Reed. Will nudge on Johnson as he drifts by. Reed has it right elbow with the shot clock at 8. Goes to a back down, terminates the dribble, vacates Demery, repost Mara, poked it away against Reed. Good defense, Mara. Lendeborg, left wing, Cadeau. Considers a 3, doesn't take it. Over to the point, got barreled into by Demery, and he got fouled, did Johnson. Wolverines just running a little two-man game out near the rainbow. And now both UConn starting guards have 3 fouls at the 17:40 mark. And that sends Malachi Smith.
Yeah, decisions.
It was a quick one there. Demery leaves. Ball is still out there. But the backup point guard, Malachi Smith, who played 14 first half minutes. He averages 16 minutes a game, is in. The inbound right to Mara, left block, lob it up to Johnson. Went for the jam. No. As Smith upended him. Play on. It's UConn's basketball as Johnson went for the poster jam with Smith looking away from him. Dangerous feed, doesn't work. Ball, left point, shoots a 3. Off to the left, rebound Mara, snatches it away from Caravan. Transition feed up Lendeborg. He stops at the free throw line. Euros on Reed, banks off the glass. No rebound, Caravan. Here comes UConn, trailing Michigan 35-31. 17-10 rolling second half clock. Caravan shot fake. Leave it for Smith, right side ball. Trudges in on Burnett, jump stop, got away with a walk, and Burnett plucked it away anyways. Here comes Namari left to right. Feed Johnson left wing. Michigan slows it down. Shovel Burnett, drive strong, lost the handle, out of bounds, dribbled it off the baseline. It is UConn's basketball. A turnover-heavy start to this half. Each team with 3 in the game's first, or the half's first 3:05. Michigan by 4. Mara leaves. Gale comes in for the first time in the second half for the Maize and Blue. You think it's nerves here, Terry?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean,
from both teams.
Yeah. Well, Michigan is doing a better job on the defensive end and coming up with those loose basketballs right now and staying connected on the defensive end.
Mullins jumping past right side Reed. Leave it Smith around a screen from Caravan. Has it high to the left, defended by Burnett, Michigan's 6th-year grad student. Smith over the right side ball. Drives in on Burnett, pops left elbow, didn't take the shot though. Mullins steps to the right, shoots a 3 over Gale, airborne short. Rebound, Cadeau, boxed out. Terrace Reed Jr., Michigan left to right up 4. Cadeau gallops, jogs, bangs, scores, counted a foul! And it's number 4 on solo ball!
You want to talk about taking over and brute strength there by EC, being able to probe.
What an awesome move from Elliot Cadeau. Wolverines, they haven't had a whole lot of success in transition, but that one works. 37-31 Michigan. And a 4th foul on solo ball. We figured Ball's minutes might be trimmed because of his left foot sprain, but they've been trimmed because of fouls. Cadeau's free throw good. Michigan now 14 for 15 from the line, up 7. Burnett leaves, and here comes the freshman Trey McKinney. And the Michigan faithful stand up and cheer. Inbound with some press over to Smith. Mullins back up ahead. Here's Jaden Ross, who checks in for Ball. Poked out of bounds by Gale, and they call a foul on Roddy Gale Jr., who can't believe it. And Dusty May had to run over to the other side of the bench. He and James Breeding will not be exchanging summer barbecue invitations after this one. Michigan up 7, inbound coming up after Gale's first foul.
Yeah, you want to talk about a touch foul. I mean,
Mullins chucks it up. Far court, Malachi Smith, who brings it past the timeline. 16:06 ticking second half clock for the national title. 38-31 Michigan. Right corner, Ross. Had it poked away. Stolen by Cadeau. Left to right comes Michigan. EC jump stops. He floats it off glass. No follow. Putback attempt goes begging from Johnson. And Reed cleans up the miss for the Huskies. 2 chances contested, but they both go begging. UConn the basketball. Michigan the 7-point lead. Media stoppage. Next whistle.
Yeah, well, Michigan's defense is allowing them to get out in transition right now.
Caravan curls into the paint. Goes up strong, and a shot rejected by Gale. Saved right corner by Ross. Right side Caravan. He tries 3. In and out. Rebound Mullins. 3rd chance is a lay-in on the right side. 38-33 Huskies within 5. 15-25 to play. UConn now +1 on the glass. Left side, here's Lendeborg. Into the paint against Mullins. Jump stop over Reed. Laid it up and in! Count it, and a foul! Number 3 on Reed, who smacked the hand of Lendeborg. The whistle delayed, but it came as that one pinballed home for Yaks. 40-33 Michigan, 15-16 left. Oh, Lendeborg is trying his best. Injured, but he's played every moment, and he's going to the line when we come back. Michigan by 7, 15-16 left. This is Wolverines basketball from Learfield.
Look, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but if you're a Wolverine fan like me and you haven't switched your phone service to Michigan Mobile, you're passing up a slam dunk. Here's the deal. You get exclusive VIP perks, and Michigan Mobile contributes to Michigan athletics with every payment you make. No contracts, no hidden fees, no reason to put it off another minute. Switch now to the only phone plan built for Wolverine Nation and on the T-Mobile network. Visit MichiganMobile.com. That's MichiganMobile.com.
Michigan, UConn.
Gale for 3. Oh, yeah!
Yes, sir. This is the national championship game right here on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
There is nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your team. Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud sponsor of the Alumni Association of the University of Michigan. Sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
UConn, 15-16 to play in regulation in the national championship game. Westwood One of the Varsity Network have brought you every moment of March and April for the hometown call you love all year long. The place to stream your team's broadcast is the Varsity Network app. Download the free Varsity Network app today. Brian Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, and Rob Joyce. Bruce Pearl just got shown on the video board here. And a round of boos, which is interesting. Auburn, his son, Stephen Pearl, they won the NIT last night. Terry, you heard from Kyle Church, Michigan assistant at the half, saying UConn, their physicality is real. He said the final 7 or so minutes, Michigan matched it in the first half. Have they done it here to start the second half?
Yes, they have. And you and I talked about it. I mean, you can tell this Michigan team something. They won't know until it happens to them. And then all of a sudden they're ready to correct it. So they understand on how physical it is right now, and they're matching their physicality and even exceeding it right now.
Yaxel Lendeborg at the free throw line. He has played every moment of this one. Of course, Yax, that low-grade MCL sprain and the small bone bruise in his left knee. Round-the-clock treatment with Michigan's tremendous athletic trainer, Chris Williams. Several other doctors on the trip as well. Only played 14 minutes against Arizona. Here he's trying to give Michigan its first 8-point lead of the game. He triggers and scores 41-33 Michigan, and the Maize and Blue brings some press. Mullins inbounds. Finds Smith out there for a couple of 3 and 4 foul guards. Ball has 4, and Demery has 3. As Smith loses it out of bounds as Michigan was pestering all the way up toward that half-court line, and Michigan comes up with a big-time stop. Had it not gone out of bounds, it might have been a 10-second call. Michigan disruptive defensively.
Well, let's not take no chance on that. The way this whistle's been delayed, I'd rather him throw it out of bounds first.
Cheddar, right side with the Wolverines up 8. Hoists a 3. It's off the heel. Rebound down to Mullins. Michigan's 0 for 10 from deep. Up ahead, Smith, one-on-one against Lendeborg. Laid it up, lays it in. It's 41-35. Michigan's lead whittled to a half dozen. 14:45 left in the national championship game. Gale slithers in. Skip pass deflected out of bounds. Pegged out there by Jaden Ross. Gale's intended target was McKinney in the left corner. Michigan inbounds there, up 41-35, 14:39 remaining. Wolverines 0 for 10 from deep. Cadeau and McKinney 0 for 3. Lendeborg and Burnett 0 for 2. Michigan's made at least 10 threes in their first 5 NCAA tournament games. Inbound Marr going to work on Reed. Backs him down, spins left baseline, spins back, poked out of bounds. It was last touched by Ross again. So 13 on the timer for the Maize and Blue. Marr clapping his hands. No panic in Michigan here.
I'll tell you what, Marr was ready to deliver. They had to poke that out of there.
Left baseline. Cadeau analyzes. One-arm pass, 50-50 ball, and McKinney lets it bounce once so it gets past the timeline. Ross contested, but McKinney brings it into the forecourt. Shot clock at 8. Zigzags to the free throw line. Steps back. Long 2. Up and
there
good. Michigan's longest make of the game. Just beyond the free throw line. 43-35 Maize and Blue. McKinney's first bucket of the game.
The best at the mid-range game.
Left side Mullins. Over to Smith, galloping from left wing to right. Has Gale on him, Michigan's outstanding perimeter defender. Now Caravan, pitch at left corner, wide open, Mullins a 3. It's strong. Reed and Lendeborg fighting for the rebound. Reed, while tumbling, vacates to Ross. Here comes Mullins, left baseline, rain-making floater, no. Tap up and in, twice by Caravan. Second one goes down, and the Huskies are within 6, 43-37, 13:44 to play. Cadeau, right wing for the Wolverines. Drives right baseline. Got a lane. Laid it up and in. Over Smith. Oh, he deked Smith with ease. 45-37 Michigan. 13:30 left in the national title game.
I'll tell you what, EC is starting to get in a groove right now where he's picking the Huskies apart right now. Need Michigan to start pounding those boards.
Caravan, UConn's winningest player, gives it inside Reed, leans in. Marr tried to pull the chair from underneath. Marr picks up the dribble, flings it up there. No rebound. Lendeborg low on the right. Yaks wants to push. Left to right with Michigan up by 8. Looking for their first double-digit lead on this trip. UConn's only led by as many as 3. Lendeborg jumping past left side. Cadeau fakes it past left. Shoots it and got it! Go. Michigan's first 3 in 11 tries. They have an 11-point lead. 12:48 left. Timeout, Dan Hurley and UConn. Wolverines +7 since intermission. 48-37. And the greatest Citgo read in the history of radio. That three-pointer brought to you by Citgo top-tier Triclean gasoline. Michigan fans, when you start with Citgo, you're good to go. Michigan has its first double-digit lead. It's 48-37, 12:47 left on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Experiencing a Wolverines game is a lot like life. We honor traditions. We shed tears for a loss, but also for a win. And every time we step on the court, it's a chance for greatness. Farm Bureau Insurance sees the connection and is a proud supporter of University of Michigan athletics. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Hey Michigan fans, this is Trey McKinney of Michigan Basketball. Spring is just around the corner. Is your outdoor living area ready for a championship performance this season? As the official decking and railing partner of Michigan Athletics, TimberTech is here to help upgrade your space. It looks like real wood, but won't rot, warp, or splinter, and comes with industry-leading warranties. Order free samples at TimberTech.com. That's TimberTech.com. Go Blue.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
When facts are questioned, when trust falters, when the role of higher education is on trial, look to the University of Michigan to turn a public investment into the public good. From strengthening democracy through dialogue to advancing breakthrough cancer treatments, Michigan delivers the solutions the world needs most. For answers, for action, for all of us, look to Michigan. See more solutions at umich.edu/look. Michigan a 48-37 advantage thanks to the Wolverines' first triple of the game. It belongs to Elliott Cadeau, Terry Mills. He's up to 15. He came in with the second most assists in an NCAA tournament in Michigan history, behind only your 89 teammate Ramil Robinson. Just one assist today. He's doing it scoring with 15 to lead everybody.
I tell you what, he's getting in there, rebounding. That young man is fearless.
They show John Beilein, the former Wolverines head coach who got Michigan to this game twice, lost controversially to, quote, asterisk, whatever, Louisville in 2013 and then Villanova cruised in 2018. Score more with the college-branded Venmo debit card. Rep your team with every tap. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. Select schools available. UConn, after the Dan Hurley timeout, brings Demery back into the ballgame. The assist leader in the Big East. He's playing with 3 fouls. Has it right side to Ross. Also Reed, Caravan, and Mullins on the floor. Michigan by 11, its largest advantage. They're +7 since intermission. Left wing Demery around a screen from Reed. Backpedals with 7 to the right wing. Leave it Ross left point. Timer to 4. Ross stutters, step and a drive. Shut off right baseline. Right wing, here's Caravan. A 3, hustled, no. Rebound popped up around. Saved by Demery. Feed it over toward Ross. And his shot was rejected out of bounds. But they're going to call a foul on Morez Johnson Jr. Not a ton of complaints over there from the Michigan bench. So Rez picks up his second. Heck of a job in recovery. The fans see the video replay, and Kyle Church throws his hands in the air. Mike Boynton Jr. shows emotion, which is rare for him. And Akeem Miskadeen just leaned back, hands on his head. No words, but the body language is evident. Michigan like that call. So Jaden Ross is 69%er at the stripe. Shoots up the first and got it to go. Huskies now 5 of 7 from the line. Michigan is 15 for 16. 48-38 Michigan, 12-19 left. Ross, one dribble, slight knee bend, lets it fly, swishes it down. 9-point Michigan lead at 48-39. Huskies bring some press. As the Wolverines don't pick up the basketball, forcing Jeffrey Anderson to grab it.
I'll tell you what, this is an area right now where Michigan, if they're going to press, Michigan can expose them.
Remember, in the second half on Saturday, Arizona pressed twice. Michigan hit 3s twice. Left wing McKinney, slip a pass over to Johnson, fakes a pass toward Lendebourg. Now looks over to Cheddar, needs some help. Wolverines a little bit discombobulated on this trip with a timer at 10. Cadeau has it in between the circles. Shot clock to 8. Drives in on Demery. Takes a right lane line. Blocked. On a chase down by Demery. It deflects its way to Ross. That was a tough look from Cadeau. Right side Ross. Spot up 3. Front iron and out. Rebound McKinney. Leaps up and grabs it. One arm sling up ahead. Cheddar has it right wing. Leaves it. No, he laid it up. Missed it. Lendebourg fighting for it. Picked up by Caravan. Cheddar looked like he was going to pass it. He doesn't. Up ahead the other way. Mullins layup attempt. Swatted out of bounds by Rez. No foul there. Timeout on the floor. Cheddar was just a little bit in between there, and he tried a window lay-in from about 3 or 4 feet away on the run.
I tell you what, he should have had bad intentions on that. He should have just went in there, barreled in there, and rung the bell.
48-39, Michigan up by 9. 11:33 left, second half of the national title game from Indianapolis and on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Touchdown! From the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go, go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You could save big when you bundle your auto, home, motorcycle, RV, or boat. Visit Progressive.com. This is the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga. My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Man, I love my kids so much. I once sat for 3 hours in the cold rain to watch her soccer team lose by 18 goals.
I love my kids so much, I once used a tube to suck snot out of her stuffed nose at 3 a.m.
You win.
Love your kids? Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat. From toddlers to tweens, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to find the right seat for their age and size. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
+5 since the break when they led by 4. It's 48-39. Wolverines 11-33. Here on a Monday night in Indianapolis, the national title game. Wolverines eyeing a second crown. UConn is 7th on the line. Michigan's postseason journey is presented by Meijer. Find more in the Meijer app. Plan, shop, save, and get deals made just for you. Plus, enjoy an even more personalized shopping experience with M-Perks. Download the Meijer app or visit Meijer.com/M-Perks. Brian Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, Rob Joyce, honored to be with you here for this national championship game. And Terry Mills, we wondered about Yaxel Lendeborg. Not only has he played, he has not sat a single second. He's grinded through it. 7 points, 1 board, 1 assist. What have you seen from Yax?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, he's a senior, and there is no tomorrow. So Yax has came with it. I mean, we know he's not 100%, but I tell you what, he's giving it everything he's got. Defensively, he's effective, and now he's starting to rebound the basketball. So I don't know if that ankle is starting to feel a little bit better, but kind of looking at Yax to kind of turn it up a little bit.
Spearheading a Michigan defense that has limited UConn to 4 of 16 shooting in the second half. Off the inbound, left corner, Mullins has it. Feed the post. Here's Reed going to work on Johnson. Backs him down. Right-hand spin. Left-hand hook. Tickles the twine. Nifty move from Terrace Reed Jr., the former Wolverine, up to 9 points, but it's taken him 11 shots to get there. 48-41 Michigan by 7. Here comes Cadeau. Reed's in on Demery. High banker, no. Rebound loose. Cadeau spills to the deck. Reed comes up with it and lost it up ahead near sideline Mullins. A ton of contact. They're playing on in a rock fight here for the title. Left wing Demery. Inside of 11 minutes to play. Demery, high right-handed dribble. Johnson on him defensively. To the left wing, Caravan, UConn's best winner ever. Right side, Mullins, line drive 3. Swirls out, missed. There from Mullins, then a loose ball, jump ball, as Johnson tumbles into Jeffrey Anderson, along with the Husky who was trying to pry it away. That was Silas Demery Jr. A possession arrow would favor Michigan, and that's what the call is. Boy, this is a wrestling match at times. Roddy Gale Jr. summoned. Will Cheddar exits. We see for UConn, Jalen Stewart chime in for Braylon Mullins, who is 2 of 13 shooting, 1 of 7 from deep. He had the winner against Duke. At that point when he hit it, he was 4 of 23 beforehand. Went 4 of 7 from the long line in the win Saturday. The first 4 triple effort by a freshman in the Final Four since Spike Albrecht for Michigan in 2013.
Yeah, I'd like to see Michigan get after Terrace Reed right now.
Playing with 3 fouls. Right wing Lendeborg. Spots up. 3 ball up. Well short over Caravan. But the rebound tipped by Gale, and it was saved by Stewart in front of Lendeborg. Here comes Stewart. Drives in. And a block by Yax. Deflects its way. Layup. Roddy again. Roddy with the block. Up ahead, Johnson to Mora. The 7-foot 3-point guard. In some trouble. He's being bear hugged by 3 Huskies. Play on, and Mora stuck with it. 10:07 left. Michigan by 7. Here comes McKinney. Euros banks. No! And a foul put back by Reds. How did Mara hold on to that possession? And he allowed Reds to finish it. 50-41 Michigan. 9:52 left, and then they call a touch foul on Johnson 45 feet from the basket.
There was no contact on those last few plays. Are you kidding?
9:52 left, 50-41 Wolverines. It's almost like there is a timer where the whistle must be used before it goes inactive on some of those. 9:47 left, Michigan by 9, national title on the line. In between the circles, Demery Pitches it left side Ross. Dump it down high block left Reed. One-on-one against Mara. Johnson flashes a double. Now it's still one-on-one. Right swing. Here's Demery. Up fake. Got Lendeborg off his shoes. Leans in. Flutters it up. No. Gale fighting for the rebound. He and Reed tied up. Jump ball. Possession arrow favors UConn.
Well, I like Roddy in there on the fight.
What Dusty May says all the time. Play possession by possession. Stay in the fight. And this has been a brawl. Ross out. Mullins back in. UConn is 0 of 8 from deep for the half, 5 of 23, 22% for the game. Michigan 1 of 12 overall. The lone 3-ball make Elliott Cadeau early in the half. Here's an inbound. Mullins went for the reverse, and Johnson pegged it up against the bottom of the backboard. He comes up with the basketball too. Right side Lendeborg, 4-3, off the heel. Rebound Gale for Michigan. Back to Yaks. Same spot, doesn't trigger this time. Wolverines by 9. Inside Johnson, splits 2, laid it up, had it poked away. Caravan comes up with it for the Huskies. Right to left charges UConn. Caravan all the way, laid it up and in between a couple of Wolverines. Huskies down 7, 50-43. 9 minutes in the national championship game. Roddy Gale Jr., the former Ohio State Buckeye, dribbling right wing. Over to Mara at the point. Delivers Yaks right in front of us. To the right point, he shoots up a long 3, and it's an air ball out of bounds. UConn's basketball. Michigan 1 of 14 from downtown. And the Huskies fans, modest compared to Michigan's today, making some noise behind that UConn bench. And for the first time today, Yaxel Lendeborg takes a breather. 8:43 left, 50-43 Michigan. Elliott Cadeau out there.
Yeah, it won't be long, but...
Now Johnson also takes a seat, so it is Namari Burnett coming back in. Cadeau, McKinney, Burnett, Mara, and Gale. So you got the 7'3" Adai Mara, and then Michigan's second tallest player on this stretch is 6'5", Gale and Burnett.
Yeah, I'll tell you what you have here. If Michigan can rebound the basketball, you got some guys that can, multiple guys that can push the basketball.
Some modest press there, but UConn broke it with ease. 8.5 left, Michigan's lead 50-43. Demery, a little stutter step, takes it in. He banks, he got it to go between Cadeau and Gale. UConn within 5, 50-45, 8:17 left. Michigan's missed 7 of their last 8. April Roddy. Gale has it over left wing. Trudges his way into the paint, spins, leans, he banks, a lot of contact. Caravan blocked it, and he comes up with the basketball as well. 50-45 Michigan, 8 minutes, media stoppage, next dead ball. Demery walks his way left wing. High right-handed bounce, playing with 3 fouls. Over to Caravan, jumping pass, deflected, intercepted. It was intended for Reed. Gale comes up with it. Here comes Roddy. Alley-oop, Mara catches it down! A turnover for touchdown in the home of the Colts. 52-45 Michigan, 7:35 left. McKinney pestering Demery as he crawls it past the timeline. Now Mullins, push past left wing, Demery again. McKinney all over him, in a straitjacket. Demery muscling his way, a jumping past Caravan, shot fake, steps to the right, shoots a 3, off to the left, rebound, Stewart fights for it and lost it out of bounds. Timeout on the floor. And that unique lineup keeps Michigan up 7. 7:16 remaining for the Natty. Wolverines 52, Huskies 45. This is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
Reel in the rewards with hook, line, and bragging rights at Saganing Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Fridays and Saturdays now through June from 4 to 10 p.m. Play the fishbowl toss game and win your share of over $400,000 in cash and prizes. Win up to $500 in premium play every hour. Then join us June 27th for your chance to win a tracker boat, a Ford F-150 truck, and a $10,000 gift card to Frank's Great Outdoors. Fish, toss, and win big only at Saganing Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel.
Michigan fans, choose chill. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged for a smoother finish. It's got that crisp, refreshing taste that makes those moments when you choose to rise above the noise and choose chill even better. Coors Light is a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics, so crack one open and take a sip. Coors Light, choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem.
10 gallons of gas, cash or credit?
Yesterday's lottery ticket won't fill up your tank. Because when you're feeding a gambling problem...
Okay, your grocery total is $98.
It's difficult putting food on the table, paying your bills, and keeping your life together. If you or a loved one is struggling with gambling, get free confidential help at michigan.gov/problemgambling. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
7-16 for the rest of your life. 52-45. Michigan leading UConn here in the national title game. Brian Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, and Rob Joyce. Honored to be bringing you this one. The Wolverines look for their second ever national championship. The only other, Terry Mills, Glenn Rice, and the 1989 team winning it all when they shocked the world in Seattle in overtime over Seton Hall. Huskies have won 2 of the last 3, 6 since 1999, and they've certainly controlled the tempo in this one, Terry Mills, but Michigan has led really ever since the late stages of the first half. Haven't been able to pull away, but how have they been able to keep the distance?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to invest in your defense right now, and Michigan's coming up with those stops. They're coming up with the deflections right now. And I tell you what else they're doing. They're blocking some shots right now. I mean, you got guys scratching and clawing.
6 of them for Michigan. Top 10 nationally at 6 a game. Take your support of Michigan athletics to the next level just by paying your phone bill. Switch to Michigan Mobile with nationwide 5G coverage. Visit MichiganMobile.com. Wolverines the basketball with Burnett inbounding. Cadeau, Gale, Mara, and McKinney on the floor. Yaxel Lendebourg on the bench talking with Michigan assistant Justin Joyner, donning the maize and blue for the final time. He's headed to Corvallis to be the head coach at Oregon State after this one. Cadeau into the forecourt for Michigan. Angles right wing. Lob it up. Mara catches. And he didn't. Went over his head. He went for it. Couldn't grab it. And Michigan a little too greedy there. Cadeau just 1 assist still. Turnover. UConn's basketball. Wolverines cough it up for a 7th time. 7:02 left. 52-45. Michigan in front by 7. Wolverines scored 90 or more in the first 5 games of the tournament. We might need quintuple overtime for either team to get to 90 today. Left wing Demery. English is a pass, low block left. Here comes Reed. Poked away by Mara and a foul called. 6:47, clock halted. Mara's first foul. It's the Wolverines' 4th of the half.
Yeah, I'm just not really understanding. As physical as this game has been, all of a sudden you get a whistle, and it's a touch.
Baseline left. Silas Demery Jr. to inbound. The Georgia transfer played a couple of years under Mike White, who's been so instrumental in Dusty May's career. Left wing Demery. Guarded by Gale, flip it over, Mullins jumping past Reed, going to work on Mara, spins, hooks, air ball, too strong, and McKinney wrangles down the rebound over his head. Here's Trey left to right, sizzles his way left wing, all the way to the rack, laid up, no, and a foul called on Jalen Stewart for UConn. Trey McKinney earns a couple of free throws with 6.5 left in the national championship game, and Michigan up 52-45.
Yeah, I like the way Trey kind of used UConn as a defender, running them up the back.
McKinney, the pride of Flint, 13th Michigan Mr. Basketball, to don the maize and blue. And he's outstanding at the line. 89% drains the first, 53-45 Michigan. Stewart out, and solo ball, who has played just 14 minutes, 8 points, but 4 fouls back in. Michigan shuffles Gale out and brings Yaxel Lendebourg back. So the Yaks break a little bit more than 2 game minutes, including that lengthy media under 8 stoppage. McKinney is the 5th Michigan Mr. Basketball to play in a Final Four for the Wolverines. Had 16 on Saturday, drains the second, a palindrome score for the title. 54-45, 6:30 remaining, and McKinney 4 points, 7 boards, though. He's just behind Johnson on the ball club. Rez has 9 as Demery brings it into the forecourt, guarded by Lendeborg, all 90-plus feet. Left wing Demery, handoff ball, trapezing the near sideline, drifts his way to the center circle, left side Caravan, back ball, triggers right wing 3 over Burnett, swirls out, back tap rebound secured by Mullins, over to Caravan at the point, angles right lane line, high banker no, and he is going to the line on a foul on Michigan. Both Mara and Lendeborg converge and try to contest, but contact up near the head as Lendeborg saddled with his 3rd personal foul. 6:04 left, 54-45 Michigan. 2 free throws for Alex Caravan. Trying to be the only starter in college basketball with 3 national championships for someone who didn't play for John Wooden. There were 15 of them who did it when Wooden was owning college basketball, as Caravan is strong on the first free throw. He's an 86%er. That is a welcome gift.
Yeah, Michigan's got to make sure they get in here and get this rebound. He might be gifting twice.
Solo ball out, Jaden Ross in for UConn, and Caravan does indeed give a gift, but Reed got the rebound offensively. Left side Demery, Michigan still up by 9. Leave it Reed, hand off Demery, steps left, here's a 3, up and strong, rebound Burnett. Namari jumping up for his 4th rebound tonight. Cadeau, lob up, 50-50 ball, caught by Lendeborg, banked it up there and scored it. 56-45 Michigan, finally some pace, some tempo, and Michigan matches its largest lead. It's 11. 5:35 to play.
Well, what a rebound by Namari Burnett in traffic.
Demery tiptoes to the right wing for the blue-clad Huskies at 34-5. Left side Mullins pumps up a 3. Got it to go as Terrace Reed Jr. is a bit hobbled. He twisted an ankle. Timeout Dan Hurley after the 3 ball pulls UConn within 8, 56-48, 5:21 left. And a moment for everybody to catch their breath after Braylon Mullins improves to 3 of 15 from the floor. Unquestionably, one of the Dan Hurley plans was get as many threes up as possible. UConn 6 for 27.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Michigan has done a good job at switching and running them off and paying attention to that action, that weak side action. Kind of got loose that time with Mullins, but
talked about Mullins' connection to this ballgame. He is from 27 miles east of Lucas Oil Stadium in Greenfield, Indiana. His father, who did come with Mullins to a visit at Michigan before he committed to UConn, he and Dusty May became friends during the recruiting process, so much so that they were texting a little bit after a good game from Mullins earlier this year, and the text from Dusty May finished,
on the previous
see you
play,
April 6th.
The referees have initiated a review for a potential flagrant foul.
So that the voice of official James Breeding in his first ever national championship assignment. They're going to look at a flagrant foul. They didn't indicate on who.
Well, the way Michigan was high-fiving when they came out of there.
You think it might be a potential UConn flagrant?
That's what I was thinking.
56-48 Michigan, 5:21 left in this national championship game. The Wolverines 5 getting set to come back on the floor. McKinney, Mara, Johnson, Lendeborg, and Cadeau talking in a circle near that three-point line in front of us.
Yeah, obviously it was just a common foul.
It was a quick look. I think it's no harm, no flagrant foul. 5:21 remaining, 56-48 Michigan. Remember, in the Elite Eight, UConn trailed by as many as 19 against the #1 overall seed Duke. They have won 2 of the last 3 national championships. Last year they lost to the eventual title holders Florida by 2 in the round of 32. So this thing won't be done until the final buzzer sounds. Michigan inbounding. Length of the floor with some press from Connecticut. And UConn relents as McKinney inbounds to Cadeau. Past the timeline with 2 seconds to spare. Over to Mara left point. Back left wing Lendeborg. Curls his way, right elbow, leans in, floats it up, high off the heel 2 times. Tapped it back up and in after that second contact of the heel, trickled out. Lendeborg followed it well. 10-point lead with 5 minutes left. 58-48 Wolverines. Demery, pestered by McKinney, past the timeline. Over to the left wing. Gives Jaden Ross. Lendeborg on him. Flip it, Caravan left corner. Skip pass right side, wide open. Mullen shot fake, got Cadeau to leave his feet. Shoots a three, knocked it down from the right wing after a left step. 7-point Michigan lead now, 58-51. Can't let Mullins get hot. Up to 11 on 4 of 16 shooting. He's 3 of 9 from deep.
No, you can't give him open looks.
Mara almost palmed the basketball. Here's Cadeau, right side. Over to Lendeborg in between the circles. Shot clock to 8. Yaks, right lane line, a drive. Euros into the paint. Flings it up. No, but a foul coming on UConn as Lendeborg smacks the stanchion padding to our right. Foul on UConn's Jaden Ross. It's his second. Huskies up to 6 in the half. This a 2 free throw shot foul here for Yaxel Lendeborg with Michigan in front 58-51, 4:13 left in the national championship game. Lendeborg playing in his 190th collegiate game. Shoots it up and buries it. 59-51, Michigan balloons the lead to 8. Wolverines attempting to win the Big Ten's first national title since 2000. 8 previous teams, including 2 Wolverines units, have gotten to this point and lost. Lendeborg's second swirls home, 60-51 Wolverines, 4:13 left, and Lendeborg gets a brief respite with the under 4 media timeout. Quickly approaching, Ronnie Gale Jr., his best friend on the team. They've worn jerseys of the other in warm-ups all season long. He comes in for Yaks. Yeah. Wolverines crowd getting into it. Ross right wing for the blue-clad Huskies. To the left side, here's Demery, guarded by Cadeau. Wiggles high to the left side. Shot clock down to 10, 3:54 left, Michigan by 9. Drive in by Mullins, fades away, jumping pass, somehow reeled in by Reed, banked it up, no, but a foul called on Johnson. Rez knew it is his 4th at 3:48 to play, and Terrace Reed Jr. heads to the free throw line for 2 critical charity tosses when we return. 3:48 left, Michigan 60, UConn 51. Will decide the national champion. When we come back, this is Michigan basketball from Learfield.
Gambling can be fun.
Here we go.
Kind of like skydiving. The thrill, the excitement. But be careful, or gambling will start to feel like skydiving without a parachute. For tips that will help keep you out of harm's way, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board. Have a gambling problem? Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER.
Wolverines, Huskies.
Rebuttal 3 left side, Burnett up and off. Oh, boy! Jam by Red! Count into foul!
This is the national championship game right here on the Michigan Sports Network from Learfield.
Neighbors help neighbors. That's why when the unexpected happens, floods, fires, or tornadoes hit, Belfour has your back. At Belfour, we are the people who live next door. Faces and names you know, right here in Michigan. For us, the only thing more important than restoring your property is helping you rebuild your life whenever disasters strike. 24/7, 365. Belfour Property Restoration. Your home, your life, our promise. Call 800-800-BELFOR or visit belfour.com.
Wolverines fans, it's time to join the University of Michigan Credit Union, the leaders and best in local banking. We are here to help you stay on top of your game with competitive loan rates and championship service to meet all your financial needs. Access your account with our conveniently located branches and ATMs, 24/7 online banking, and our mobile app. To learn more about our services or find a branch near you, visit umcu.org. UMCU is a proud partner of Michigan Athletics. The University of Michigan Credit Union is federally insured by NCUA.
Michigan up by 9 with 3:48 left for the national championship. 60-51 Wolverines leading UConn. As we pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Wolverines basketball from Learfield. here in Indianapolis. Brian Bush, Terry Mills, Tony Butler, Rob Joyce, delighted to bring you a Monday night in April matchup in front of more than 70,000. With 3:48 left and Michigan by 9, we're keeping it here for the rest of the game. This last call is presented by Founders Brewing Company, a proud sponsor of Michigan Athletics. It's not a Michigan game day without a Michigan-made beer. Founders Brewing Company, welcome to craft. Terry Mills, you and that 89 team, 37 years and 3 days ago, shocked the world, won a title. That was in overtime by 1. How does Michigan, up 9 with 3:48, close this out?
Well, I tell you what, their initial defense has been solid. You got to finish it with a rebound right now. And Michigan is scrapping right now. And love the fact that some of the players are not having, fantastic offensive days, as in Trey McKinney, but he's going to come up with big plays. But he's invested on that defensive end. He's been a pest all day long.
And McKinney, 1 of 7 shooting, 4 points, but he has 7 rebounds as Terrace Reed Jr. heads to the line for 2. 1 point away from a double-double for the former Wolverine. First one up, heel, and then through the net. A friendly bounce for a friendly young man in an unfriendly spot for Michigan fans. 60-52 Michigan, lead down to 8. He told Will Cheddar and Namari Burnett, see you in Indy. They're here for the title as Reed swishes that one much cleaner there. 60-53. Michigan's lead down to 7. Press on from the Huskies. Inbound Lendeboer with Cadeau, McKinney, Gale, and Mara on the floor. Once Michigan got it in, UConn backpedaled. Lendeboer into the forecourt. Over to Gale right side. Around a screen from Mara, knocked out of bounds. It stays with Michigan.
Yeah. And this is where Michigan has been able to have an answer. Whenever UConn kind of presses forward, Michigan finds the way to get something positive.
So Gale inbounds in front of us. 3:35 remaining, 60-53 Michigan. Gale chucks it out to the other side of the floor. Cadeau grabs it. Passes the center line with 12 on the shot clock. Terminates the dribble. English is a pass, right wing McKinney. Looking in toward Mara. Drives in with 6. Leans in on Ross. Fades away. Partially blocked. And the rebound one hops its way to Caravan. UConn gets a stop. Wolverines lead is 60-53. 3:13 remaining. Demery in between the circles. UConn's point guard. A foul-plagued effort today. Just 2 points, 1 assist. Leave it for Reed. Bobbled. Demery got it back on the deflection. And an offensive foul called away from the ball. Cadeau's been begging for that all game long. Mullins, 1 too many shoves of EC. It's back to Michigan. Up 7, 3:02 left. Foul 2 on Mullins. Foul 7 on UConn. Cadeau darts his way into the forecourt. 2:54 rolling second half clock. Michigan up 60-53. McKinney, left wing. Skip it, left corner. Here's Cadeau. He's backing down Demery, and he got bumped by Demery. Cadeau slides down to the deck as EC embellished that well. You need that in this ball game. Cadeau, a 1-and-1 coming up with Michigan up 7, 2:45 to play.
Yeah, well, Michigan is starting to do on those switches is they're making collisions. And we talk about any time that we want to switch, we want to make some collisions happen. And right now, you're starting to see that displayed.
Solo ball back in with 4 fouls for UConn. Jaden Ross out, free throw up, and Cadeau drains it. 20 for 21 from the line for a Michigan team that shot a respectable 74% coming in, 114th nationally. But they've been the best on a Monday night in April, shooting 95% as Lendeboer exits or as Johnson Jr. comes in for Michigan. 2:45 remaining, 61-53 U of M. One dribble, slight knee bend. Cadeau's second. He fills it up. 9-point Michigan lead. Wolverines have had the advantage ever since the late stages of the first half. Demery into the forecourt, 2:40 remaining. Right side ball, slips a pass left wing, Demery to Reed. Handoff Demery right wing. Gale all over him defensively to Caravan. Sights a left point 3 over Johnson, and he knocks it down. Alex Caravan, third triple of the night. It's 62-56 Michigan. 2:22 left. Dangerous inbound. Got to Gale. Bumped by Mullins. Everybody stopped for a moment. It's a play on as Gale will walk it past the center line.
Yeah, I tell you, Caravan is a tough cover for Johnson.
And then a dangerous feed deflected, intercepted UConn. And Reed saves it on a layup attempt toward Ball. Missed it. Rebound Johnson. It was near the baseline. Michigan saves. Here's Johnson on a slip pass from Cadeau. Feed over Gale left corner. Into the paint. Jump stop. Feed McKinney right side. Step back for three. Yeah! Timeout! Dusty May in Michigan. 1:49 left. 65-56 Michigan. And in a year with so many freshmen discussed, the under-the-radar Trey McKinney having one of the last words. Oh, what a big-time shot. Michigan's second made three of the night after UConn missed a bunny on the other end.
Well, they didn't miss a bunny. Michigan was relentless after that turnover, being able to find a way to get that stop. And Trey McKinney must have listened to that message I gave him today. When things aren't going well, find something else to do.
McKinney,
and guess what?
7 points, 7 rebounds, stifling defense in a career-high 28 minutes. 1:49 left. Michigan leads it 65-56. What a massive shot from a young man who didn't look like a freshman when he got on campus almost a year ago. And he hasn't played like a freshman other than, remember that exhibition against Cincinnati? Dusty May said that'll probably be McKinney's worst game as a Michigan Wolverine. He wasn't wrong.
Yeah, now it's time to lock down defensively, get rebounds, be strong with the basketball, because they're going to come hacking. I mean, right now, Michigan's
1:49 left, 65-56 Michigan.
Has to hang their hat on their defense right now. 10x communication.
High to the right side, solo ball over to Demery left wing. Has McKinney on him defensively. Already the shot clock down to 16. Caravan has it at the point. Shot fake guarded closely by Lendeborg. Over to Ball. Shimmies right wing. Picks up the dribble to Mullins. Back over Ball. Timer at 8. Desperation 3 over Lendeborg. Nowhere close. Offensive board. Caravan missed the floater. It was poked away. And then a reach-in foul as Reed got it low on the right. And Cadeau slapped him. EC picks up the foul. It is Elliott's third, his first of the half. And Terrace Reed Jr. heads to the free throw line for 2.
Yeah, let's see if Terrace can give us something this time around. That last one he shot went straight up in the air and ended up falling.
65-56 Michigan. Reed's first free throw. Popcorn's in. 8-point Michigan lead. Ball out. Ross in. A defense-offense switch with solo Ball playing with 4 fouls. One more for Reed, the former Wolverine. Rattles it home. 13 points, 14 boards for Reed. Makes both. Heads to the bench. Jalen Stewart in for UConn. 65-58 Michigan. 83 seconds left for the national championship. Press on. Inbound McKinney from Cadeau. Picked up the dribble with a double team. Slings a one-hop pass to Lendeborg. And now he bullets a 2-arm pass to Gale. And Michigan, with numbers, does not push. Wolverines break the press, but it was an adventure. 1:09 to play. Michigan by 7, and Demery bumps Cadeau. He didn't want to do that. It is foul 5 on Demery. His day is done. The starting point guard for UConn sends Cadeau to the line with Michigan up by 7. 67 seconds left. Dan Hurley and UConn, I think, wanted them to play that out.
Well, Elliot Cadeau is so smart. All he did was kind of went up underneath his armpits and drew that foul.
So Elliot Cadeau for the last 1-1 for Michigan. Foul 9 on UConn in the half. Can Michigan continue this blistering free throw shooting pace? 21 of 22. Malachi Smith will come in. Jaden Ross exits. Terrace Reed Jr. was the one who replaced the disqualified Silas Demery Jr. Cadeau's front end of the 1-1. Rattles around and falls through. 66-58. Michigan's brilliant free throw shooting continues. And isn't it fitting as Michigan goes for their second title? The Wolverines sealed that first with free throws. Cadeau's second. Bullseye. 67-58 Michigan. Wolverines bring some pressure. 1:07 left, inbound, bobbled but regathered by UConn's backup point guard Malachi Smith. Here he comes past the timeline, a minute left in the Natty. Wolverines by 9. Left side Smith, push pass left side. Here's Mullins a 3, up, strong, rebound Gale, loose ball foul called on Roddy. It's foul number 8 on Michigan. So a 1-and-1 forthcoming for the Huskies. 53.5 to play. 67-58 Wolverines. More substitutions for UConn. Yeah. Stewart and Ross in, Reed and Ball exit.
Yeah, I tell you what, you are a hero if you can come up with a loose ball or a rebound.
They showed the replay and the Michigan fans nonplussed. As Caravan shoots the first and barely got it to go. Boy, he came in, Caravan, the winningest player in Huskies history with an 86% mark the line. He missed both on a trip, and that one barely swirled home. Second airborne, that one pure. 67-60. Michigan +7, 53.5 to play. Cadeau set to inbound, guarded along the baseline by Ross. Bounce feed McKinney into a double team. In some trouble. He loses it, dumps down to the deck, fighting for it. Jump ball, possession arrow keeps it with Michigan. 25 on the shot clock, 48.6 to play. Michigan leading at 67-60. That felt rushed.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, you just have to be strong with the basketball right now because they're hacking away.
Timeout, Dusty May in Michigan. A really smart timeout from the head coach, Dusty May, who is a CEO of this program. He is willing and able to delegate, has done it with his assistant coaches, with his student managers, as a former manager himself. And now here he is trying to drop something to get Michigan across the timeline within 5 seconds with that shot clock at 25, 48.8 left in the national championship game, and Michigan up 67-60 on UConn. Wolverines trying to overcome 38% shooting overall and a 2 for 15 effort from deep.
Yeah, well, what's been the difference? I mean, Michigan is kind of locked down on the defensive end, and I've always said that time and time again. When Michigan finds themselves struggling not to be able to score, they have the ability to lock down and make you struggle too. There's no need in you getting hot.
Lendeborg back in for Michigan, hobbling his way from that timeout circle toward that Indianapolis-themed center court Final Four logo. Cadeau to inbound near sideline to our left. Triggers to McKinney, Johnson, Lendeborg, or Gale. He has the basketball from Kip Kissinger. Jumping jacks from Ross, lob it up, caught by Lendeborg, lost it out of bounds, flips it off the side of the shot clock, and Michigan turns it over. Wolverines, back-to-back trips, just did not have a great feel for what they wanted to do with the basketball. 45.7 left, 67-60 Michigan. Caravan and Reed back in out there with Ball, Mullins, and Smith. The offense-defense switching continues.
Yeah, need a good defensive series here and need a rebound.
And the horn just sounded for no reason. Jeffrey Anderson walking over to the scorer's table to chat. I think the discussion is if it's a 20 or a 30-second shot clock, which in this situation is irrelevant because UConn's going to try to get something quickly. Down 7, 45.8 remaining for a national championship.
Yeah, I tell you, rebound is golden right here. A loose ball. Don't leave anything on the table right now.
Ball chucks it up. A leaping catch left wing, Mullins, who won it for UConn in the Elite Eight. Drifts left corner. Feed it Ball. Jab step. He pulls up for a 3 left wing over McKinney and banked it in. They're going to review to see if it was a 2 or a 3. It hit the small square and went through. 67-62 right now. They rule it as a 2 with 37.2 left. My goodness, what a fortunate break for the Huskies there. And now we'll see if the Wolverines get a break with Ball having maybe his sneaker on the three-point arc.
Yeah, I'm quite sure he didn't call that at all. It was well defended, but
it's going to be close. Boy, we got a quick glance at
it. The previous play is under review to see if it is a 2 or a 3-point field goal.
37.2 remaining. As it stands right now, it is a 5-point Michigan lead. This can only benefit UConn. Boy, is that close. McKinney with a great contest and a really fortunate bank shot for Solo Ball, who's had a tough game. 4 fouls, just 16 minutes for a guy who came in shooting sub 30% from deep. He's 2 of 6 tonight. Possession arrow favors UConn. Each team now with 1 timeout remaining. Wolverines offensively in the double bonus, and they have 1 more 1-and-1 foul to potentially issue with 8 fouls in the half. And it'll be Cadeau, McKinney, Gale, Johnson, and Lendeborg on the floor for the Maize and Blue. The UConn conversation still full throttle to our left, whereas right now it's just the 5 getting ready to come in for Michigan on the floor. You cannot simulate the drama, nerves,
After
and this
review,
moment.
the field goal is a 3-point shot. Michigan ball, 37.2 on the clock.
That's the voice of James Breeding. That appeared to be the right call. So left baseline, Cadeau to inbound. And the Wolverines go with that football look with Kyle Whittingham, Michigan's new football head coach here in Indy this weekend. Cadeau drifts to the right, inbounds McKinney, jumping past Cadeau. Double team comes, gets it to the near sideline, flips it up Gale, shot fake, and he is fouled. Both Stewart and Caravan converge, and Michigan bleeds about 8 seconds off the clock. 29.5 left, 67-63. Wolverines up by 4, and Roddy Gale Jr., who has risen his level of play in the postseason, heads to the free throw line, where he's 2 of 2 today and 76% on the year. Gale has the basketball. A deep breath. They add 0.4 of a second. 29.9 now as Gale shoots and swirls the first one out. It did a 7:20 before popping out of there. Still 67-63 Michigan. The Wolverines just its second missed free throw of the night. 23 of 25. Wolverines have led by as many as 11. Clinging to a 4-point lead now. Gale's second free throw. Rattled out. Rebound Mullins. Here comes UConn. Down 4, 26 seconds left. Malachi Smith, the backup point guard, angles right wing. Over high to the point now. Skip it, Caravan. Catch and shoot left wing 3. Barely grazed front iron. Rebound down to Gale. Rolled it to McKinney. And Trey's fouled with 13.1 left. And Alex Caravan had a pretty darn good look. One of the great winners in college basketball history misfires, and Michigan, for a moment, didn't have that board, but McKinney and Gale combine. Trey seizes it. He's going to the line with Michigan up 4, 13.1 remaining.
Yeah, I talked about how golden it would be to be able to come up with a possession like that. And who came up with it? The freshman, Trey McKinney.
For McKinney's 8th rebound of the ball game to go along with 7 points. Timeout. And I think they're going to look at the clock. This is not a timeout for either side right now. 13.4 is what they show on the video board now. 67-63 Michigan. The foul was on Smith, his second, so that's irrelevant at this point late in the ball game. But this for McKinney, his career high. He had 7 boards against Auburn.
Connecticut is appealing the previous play for a potential flagrant foul.
And Dan Early appealing. We'll see here. 67-63 Michigan, 13.4 left.
Yeah, I think that's something simple as he didn't want to take it with him because
not only is it an appeal here, but it also forces Trey McKinney to think about it. With Michigan up by 4, 67-63, 13.4 left. But McKinney had 7 boards against Auburn. That week, Michigan announced its potential contention as a national championship type ball club. And here they sit, up 4 on this Monday night in Indianapolis, trying to hold on. And they showed it on the video board. I'm not really sure what they could do to overturn it here, but I do understand the decision by Dan Hurley. It is a unique decision.
Yeah, well, it's just something I don't think he wants to take with him, pretty much.
100%. Now, stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
with the Wolverines leading by 4, 13.
Connecticut's appeal on the play for a flagrant foul was not successful.
Oh, there's a deep breath.
As a result, Connecticut will be charged their final timeout.
Yeah, even if it was, I mean, I think something we've seen, what they call a cylinder, where he's got to be able to have some room to kind of move around a little bit.
So Dan Hurley did not have any sort of animated protest after that. Clapped his hands, encouraged his team. Trey McKinney at the line where he's an 89%er on the year, 2 of 2 today. The pride of Flint shoots and swishes. 68-63 Michigan, 13.4 seconds left for a national championship.
That young man has ice in his veins.
Dusty May encouraging his team. They need one more stop. A deep breath from Trey. Slight knee bend with the Mays sneakers shining bright. Hoists and hits. 69-63. The biggest 2-possession lead you can have. Michigan bothering the inbound. Flip it Reed. Here comes Smith. 10 seconds left. Smith snakes inside. Flinger roll. No. Rebound loose. Spike to the deck. Picked up by Gale. He flings it to the other side. Game clock at 3. Karaban catches. That's it. Michigan wins. 69-63. The leaders and best reach college basketball's pinnacle for the second time. Michigan wins the national championship. 69-63 over the Huskies of Connecticut. And Terry Mills, you and that 1989 team finally have company.
And they're an elite company. Welcome aboard, young man.
An incredible moment with the confetti falling. Michigan wins the national championship. 69-63. The Wolverines had to grind it out, grit it out, but they are champions of college basketball. In Terry, the ugliest big win we've ever seen.
That's a beautiful, ugly win. How about that?
Wolverines scored 90 or more in their first 5 NCAA tournament games. They only need 69, but it was enough to win their second championship in grinded out, gut-wrenching fashion.